primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Evans Transportation is stoked for the Milwaukee baseball playoff push. After all, they're the complete player when it comes to logistics. But instead of being a 5-tool player, Evans is the ultimate 3-tool logistics partner. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. And for the record, Evans is happy to leave the stuff to the real players. They'll stick to logistics. Good luck to Milwaukee from Evans and Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Need a new bank for your small business? How about an old one? For a limited time, you can earn up to a $500 cash bonus when you open a free or basic business checking account with Old National. So think big when it comes to your small business and choose a bank where relationships and results have mattered for nearly 200 years. Visit a local banking center or learn more at oldnational.com/success today. Complete qualifying activities within 60 days of account opening. $50 minimum initial deposit required. Account must remain open 120 days. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Earn points every time you shop with Fleet Rewards. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Sign up today and start saving with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
Phillies cool off the crew. They'll go again tonight. Brandon Snide has sports at 6:15.
Decision Wisconsin, Republican Paul Molitek beat Democrat Bob Tatterson in a special election in the state assembly on Tuesday. Molitek takes over Dan Knodl's seat in the northern suburbs. Knodl is now a state senator after winning retired state senator Alberta Darling's district seat.
Latest effort to battle opioid overdoses is a medicine that can reduce withdrawal effects. Dr. Ben Weston said in a news conference in West Allis Tuesday that this particular drug is a dissolvable tablet that's very easy to administer outside the hospital.
You don't have to swallow anything. If people don't want to have, IVs inserted, they don't have to do that. And then they can follow up. If they go to the emergency department, they can get a blister pack, like a 7-day blister pack. If they don't want to go to the emergency department, they can be connected with outpatient resources. It's an easy long-term medication that people can take, either short-term to help them get through treatment. A lot of folks take it long-term to maintain recovery as well.
West Allis Fire Department will now be able to administer that drug in addition to Narcan, which reverses the effects of an overdose but can put the patient into withdrawal.
Excessive and deadly heat has its grip on southern United States, and it appears there is no end in sight. CBS correspondent Jared Hill.
The heat dome is stretching across the South. It could be one of the most intense summers on record in Texas. In Houston, volunteers hand out water to folks living on the street.
It is very important that they should have some sort of shelter, and we all need to work together to get that happen.
Near Memphis, Tennessee, severe thunderstorms knocked out power for more than 100,000.
The tarp on our driveway just blew that way, and I looked up and went, wait a minute, the line was on fire.
Experts warn with climate change, summers like this could be here to stay.
So in Phoenix, hospitals seeing a steady stream of patients as the city prepares for its 20th straight day of temps above 110 degrees.
Folks in Phoenix surprised to learn they lived in the desert. Lottery fever is running high across the U.S. this week. Nobody won the Mega Millions jackpot last night. Tonight's Powerball, now the third largest Powerball jackpot ever. Folks sharing what they would do if they bought one of those winning tickets.
Take care of my wife and my kids, take care of my family, and that's it. Relax. I'm tired of working 2 different jobs.
Help my family, give something to charity, and enjoy life.
Boring.
And you can't enjoy life unless you win the lotto.
The Mega Millions jackpot now at $720 million for Friday's drawing. Again, the Powerball once again tonight. That's up to a whopping $1 billion. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:09.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Brookfield GMC has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, all bundled under the James Managed Print Services program. Brookfield GMC controller Jay Doyle.
They can track where the printer supplies are, the toner supply is getting down or low, and then they'll ship us a new toner.
And there's more. James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services also includes parts and service.
Exactly, yes. We had a fuser go out in one of our printers, and they came out and replaced that right away. So repair and our supplies are maintained.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. All your document output devices, service, supplies, and parts wrapped up in one low monthly invoice. Now that's a good value.
It's a big value because of all the services.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Traffic is brought to you by Crest Cadillac. Find them at crestcadillac.com. Crest Cadillac of Brookfield, located on Capitol Drive, just west of Interstate 41. Discover Crest Cadillac at crestcadillac.com.
Adam Roberts is on the roads for us this morning as Debbie is off. What do you see, Adam?
Well, I see everyone behaving themselves, Vince, which is good news for this Wednesday morning. Lots of green on the map. No incidents, no delays. It's a smooth ride. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, some increasing cloud cover and a chance for some late-day showers, a few thunderstorms. High temperatures topping out in the low 80s at the lakefront, mid-80s. Farther inland, that chance of showers and storms will be with us overnight. Mostly cloudy with lows dipping back into the upper 60s. After a few early showers on our Thursday, it's partly cloudy with highs in the low 80s. Mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday with highs near 80 degrees, and we'll look for another chance of showers on Sunday. Partly sunny with a high of 84. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 66 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
I don't know if it's better that I found this out this morning or not.
Ignorance is bliss. I will give you that.
I wouldn't even know. Although I probably would have gotten a text from my wife because she's up early.
Yeah.
So I'm just about to leave the house. And as, you know, our show starts at 6 now, but still, every second counts. I'm trying to get here, get stuff done, right? Always under the gun, always feel like you're late. So moments away from leaving the house, I hear like... That's not right. I'm hearing a sound I don't normally hear right now.
Does it sound like a hose is on outside or something?
Yeah, right. When you're running the sprinkler or whatever, you can kind of hear that faint, the water's running through the walls somewhere. I'm like, it's the ice machine. Nope. Check the toilets. Toilet running. Jiggle it. Nope. Still hearing it. Like, there's water running somewhere in my house. I did have the thought of, hey, nobody has to know that I knew.
Just get in the car and
just
drive
stick your head in
away.
the sand and maybe it'll fix itself. It'll heal itself.
It'll heal, yeah.
Hot water heater, dude. Downstairs in the basement and out the top, it's like there's water running out of it.
Yep. I could be wrong, but my experience with hot water heaters is when they die, they just leak, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a matter of, okay, you need to get a new one now.
So I'm okay with that. We've been on borrowed time with this. My plumber for many years told me probably 10 years ago, like, hey, you know, anytime you want to do this, like you're on the last leg with this thing.
Not bad, 10 years extra.
Which what I should have done at the time is noted that. Like, he's an honest plumber. I trust him. Like,
yeah, sure.
You're trying to sell me something. It's just like, hey, just put it on your radar.
Yeah.
Should have just said, well, let's make an appointment to go ahead and do this. Pay me now or pay me later, right? Well, I chose later, and now it's leaking.
Oh, no. So what'd you do?
So I have this much knowledge. There's a big old thing on the top that says emergency shutoff, so I turned it off.
So it's not leaking anymore?
It is no longer leaking. However, there's no hot water in my house.
Right. Well, you're not there. That's okay.
Right, so good luck over there. So here's
So what are you going to do?
So I'm the least handy person in the United States of America. So for me to go in there and start like looking at it, like, no, it could be this, could be that.
Could be the carburetor.
Right. It absolutely could.
Just saying words.
Those only cost a couple $100.
How do you change oil on this thing?
So,
No
but
doubt.
you can just go to like Home Depot or Fleet Farm or Menards and get a new one. Like obviously it's easier said than done, but you can just go purchase it like an appliance and have it installed.
Do what with it? Put it in?
I've done that. I mean, it's not impossible.
Don't do it.
It is daunting.
I don't even have any tools for that. I'm sure you need
a wrench or
tools.
two.
It sounds like Eric is volunteering to come over there for
How
you.
about that? How about you come by? When are you available today?
You know what would happen is that I'd get there by 5 p.m. and be like, hey, man, I guess you're going to have to call somebody.
Right,
I don't have the right
until
stuff.
7:30. You're like, I got to go, man.
This didn't really work out. I thought I had the right stuff.
If I find the leak, can I just flex tape it? Flex tape guys on TV all the time. Flex tape.
I don't know.
I'm just looking to buy time. That's not a long-term solution.
I was going to say I've this has happened to me over the homeowner. It's happened to me a few times over the years, and I've never had success trying to. It's when it starts leaking, it's gone.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll report back.
So
to you.
maybe try the flex tape just to see though.
Yeah, now you want me to, right? Let's see what happens. I figure folks on the Old National Bank talk and text line would be of help, 855-616-1620. And the first text out of the gate is actually a tremendous help. It's a water heater, not a hot water heater. Thank you, text line. Appreciate the help. 6:15, Brandon's got sports next.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's almost time for the world's greatest aviation celebration. Don't miss out on EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, happening July 24th through the 30th, with world-class daily air shows, thrilling aerobatics, and 2 night air shows. Some of the best fireworks in the area. Unique aircraft will be on display and events for the whole family to enjoy. Join EAA for a week of unforgettable moments and to immerse yourself in the world of flight. Visit EAA.org for more information or to purchase your tickets today. I love it. It's EAA.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Brewers dropped a tough road loss on Tuesday night in Philadelphia, losing to those Phillies by a final score of 4-3. Julio Teheran did get the start for the Brewers, surrendering all 4 runs in just 4 and 2/3 innings.
It's a good lineup. I thought he navigated it pretty well. Probably the first hit of the game, just putting a run up on the board in the first swing hurt as much as anything. But it's a good lineup. Some really good left-handed hitters in the lineup. He navigated it well. They got some hits, and you're right. He did have a little trouble. He got ahead of some hitters, and then had a little trouble putting them away. But that's because of good hitters.
Despite the loss, though, there was good news for the Brewers on Tuesday. All-star pitcher Brandon Woodruff will make his first rehab start Saturday for High A, Wisconsin. And Aaron Ashby, according to manager Craig Counsell, is also close to getting back to game action. The Brewers will look to bounce back tonight in Philly with a 5:40 first pitch. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ beginning at 5:05. From the Diamond to the NFL, where the Packers are just a week away from the start of their training camp. All eyes will be set on number 10. And according to some, average play might just be enough in Green Bay.
I think the Lions are the favorite in this division. Absolutely. The Bears had the number 1 pick in the draft. They had the number 1 pick in the draft for a reason. That roster, while it's improved, is not nearly as good as the Green Bay Packers roster. Not nearly top to bottom as good as the Packers roster. I look at Green Bay and say this, and I've said this, Greeny, and you've heard me say it. If Jordan Love is average, this team is playing for a playoff spot in December. If he's average, if he's anything like a first-round pick should be, this is a playoff team.
ESPN's Dan Orlovsky on Get Up on Tuesday morning. The Packers are all set to begin their first practice just a week from today, with the rookies reporting on Friday.
Coming up, the amendment that a local congressman got into the National Defense Spending Bill and why he thinks it's so important. That's next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Cheesesteaks and spitballs. One thing is for sure, this is going to be one mouth-watering series.
Hit out to left, going back is Steer, at the track, at the wall, and it is gone! Christian Yelich starts this game off with a bang!
It's the Brewers and the Phillies. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:05. Presented by American Family Insurance. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for LAK Group. You know when your company has those like leadership training programs or coaching sessions and you roll your eyes, right? Oh, we got to go to this. It's not going to help me. Now we're wasted, right? And you're doing it wrong. Right? LAK Group offers really good stuff. I've worked with them when I was at Special Olympics Wisconsin. We consulted them and used their services for our great staff and other organizations. To get the best out of your people, consider LAK Group's coaching services. They're a diverse group of coaches. They offer meaningful balance of expertise and passion. The results of the coaching, unmistakable. Increased self-awareness, better critical thinking, improved leadership. Find out how LAK Group's coaching can help your company. Visit transformingcareers.com. LAK Group. Discover your human advantage.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
Checking in with Adam Roberts. He's on the roads for us today.
That's right, Vince. And so far this morning, commuters understanding the assignment, driving very safely and smartly. No incidents, no delays. It's all green. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance for afternoon or evening storms under increasing clouds today. High of 86 degrees inland, a little bit cooler near the lake. Chance of showers and storms through tonight and a low down to 67. Right now we're at 66 in Milwaukee. 6:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I wasn't really looking for advice, but I'm getting it now on the Old National Bank talk and text line. Hot water heater was leaking this morning. I just shut it off.
Some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Same day installation. Got a couple of calls for our guy, our hero.
So I got on the phone and I called Sean Wendt.
Yep. Get Sean Wendt on the case.
Sean Wendt doesn't use a water heater.
He doesn't need one. Yeah.
The U.S. Senate this week debating a bill that just passed the House, the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, nearly $900 billion in defense spending. Congressman Brian Stile, Republican Janesville, offered an amendment that was added to the bill. It will require the Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State to regularly brief Congress on exactly how money earmarked for Ukraine's war effort against Russia is being spent. I spoke with the congressman in Washington this week.
I think it's important the Secretary of Defense comes and briefs the relevant committees in the U.S. about how we are spending the committed funds that are committed to Ukraine. We have Putin, who has illegally and unjustly invaded the country of Ukraine under previous authorizations. The U.S. has authorized money. I just think it's absolutely essential that we're providing additional accountability, in particular to the American people, about how their tax dollars are being spent.
And there is increasing debate over that spending at all. We are well past a year now into that war. President Biden has declared seemingly indefinite support for Ukraine. Congressman Stile of Wisconsin's 1st Congressional District, still a staunch supporter to a point.
I would oppose an increase in U.S. investment that would include U.S. service members and risking their lives. And so I think it's important to step back and recognize the United States is not risking our men and women. It is Ukraine who are putting forward their soldiers to defend the country of Ukraine. I think it's important to also remember, as we said, it's ultimately Putin who engaged in this illegal and evil behavior of attempting to take over the country of Ukraine. And so providing assistance to those men and women of Ukraine who are trying to defend their homeland, I think is reasonable. I do believe the president needs to make clear, though, of what his broader objective is. Inside the NDAA, the same bill we're discussing, I call the president to actually put forward his agenda, his objectives as to what the country is trying to accomplish in this support of Ukraine. If we spell that out to the American people, if we provide accountability to how our funds are being spent, if we prevent U.S. service members from engaging in direct conflict in the country of Ukraine, I think we can make some real progress.
What's the best case scenario outcome in this, Congressman?
The best case scenario is Putin changes his mind and withdraws his army from the country of Ukraine. We may not see that in the short term, but I do think that's ultimately, pretty clearly the best outcome. And anything that even gets us closer to that direction is a clear step forward.
Congressman Brian Stile, 1st Congressional District of Wisconsin. The other thing I wanted to talk to him about, coming off the U.S. Supreme Court ruling earlier this month, the president did not have the constitutional authority to erase nearly $500 billion in student loan debt using provisions under COVID-19 rules. The president is now working on a new plan. It would be new authorization for erasing that student loan debt through the Department of Education. Congressman Stile says not only should he not be able to do that without going through Congress, but that it also misses the larger point.
I think what should be the most frustrating piece of this to so many Americans is the president's plan does nothing to solve the underlying problem. The underlying problem is the high cost of education. It's the hard work that we should be doing and that I was involved in when I was on the University of Wisconsin Board of Regents to actually limit or stop the increase in tuition, to put controls on living expenses, and address the underlying problem. The president is simply playing a shell game and moving that expense from those individuals who took out student loans, and he's shifting that burden to all taxpayers, including those that didn't go to college. I think that is a wrong move, and I think at a minimum, your member of Congress should have a vote on this.
Yeah, making something more affordable. This is a point we've made when we've talked about college education. Making something more affordable is not making loans more readily available, which we've done for decades. That's his point, and it's been mine. Regardless of what the president does with his plan this time around, it will be litigated. It'll be drawn out. Could end up at the U.S. Supreme Court once again, where this second go-around would, barring a change on the court, likely see a similar fate. So Congress has the power of the purse. So if the president is serious about this plan, he'd make the case before Congress and put it to a vote. 626 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up well over 300 points, more than 1% to 34,952. NASDAQ closed at 14,354. That was up over 100 points. In the S&P 500 at 45.55, up 32 on the day. For a deeper dive of the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWAT podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Eric Smith here from Austin Plumbing. When you own a well pump, air spitting from the faucets, a decrease in fluctuating water pressure, along with silty, gritty, slimy changes in water quality, are all symptoms that your well pump isn't well. At Austin Plumbing, we're well-rounded plumbers. I say that because we're one of the few companies around who can capably diagnose and repair all the symptoms related to well pump and water system problems. You know when your car needs service, right? Maybe it makes unusual noises. It sputters, jerks, seems weak, or stops altogether. That goes for your well pump too. We have all the special equipment needed and the master know-how required to electronically pinpoint the exact cause of your well and water issues. And we'll give you a price up front before any work begins. If your well pump is telling you it's not well, let's nip small problems in the bud before you're out of water and in deep, expensive trouble. Told you we were well-rounded. Austin Plumbing. Online at teamaustin.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Brian Z for Oconomowoc Dental Care and my guy, Dr. James Michaels. You know, summer is finally here. It's time to get ready for that warm weather. Graduations, weddings, all the travel plans that come with summer, plus your upcoming family events and all those photos and videos you're going to be taking. Make sure you have that best smile on display. Schedule your routine cleaning with my guy, Dr. Michaels. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, they're always going to make you as comfortable as possible when you're in the chair and give both you and your family an amazing smile. So whether it's a simple cleaning and exam, a more complex procedure, a teeth whitening, an implant, Dr. Michaels and the team at Oconomowoc Dental Care will take great care of you just like they take great care of me. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream. It's the reality. Dr. Michaels' fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Go see my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Call his friendly and caring staff today and make your appointment.
Stem's Bug Killer Trigger is powered by active ingredients found in plants and kills roaches faster than Zevos Bug Killer Trigger based on lab testing on the most common U.S. cockroach species. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Veterans benefits denied? Contact Tayback for the payback. Go to taybackattorneys.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem powered by Weniger Compressor, putting the I Can in American. Sweet alma mater, the Tosa East Trumpet Choir.
That's what a witness says about seeing an American soldier running into the demilitarized zone separating North and South Korea and captured by the North.
Suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black, running what looked like full gas towards the North Korean side. And my first thought was, what an absolute idiot. I assumed he was sort of getting a mate to film it for some kind of TikTok stunt or something like that. But he just didn't stop, and he kept going.
For Sarah Leslie at the DMZ at the time, 23-year-old Army Private Travis King had just been released from South Korea and was supposed to be headed back to the U.S. to face possible military charges, but apparently decided to flee into North Korea instead. Former President Trump weighing his next move after receiving an official target letter saying he's the focus of a federal January 6th investigation led by special counsel Jack Smith. Sources tell ABC News he could be indicted as soon as Friday. And Illinois said to become the first state in the nation to eliminate cash bail. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
6:31 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Time for a look at your roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. And right now we're still looking pretty good on the roads. All green, no incidents, no delays. Nothing of the sort. It's all green. Now at 6:31 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. You heard at the top of the hour from our partners at ABC News about the situation involving Travis King, an American detained in North Korea, the first in nearly 5 years after running across the demilitarized zone. And it has a local connection. King's mother, Claudine Gates, lives in Racine, and she told ABC News that all she wants is for her son to come home. Another Milwaukee area apartment building testing positive for dangerous levels of trichloroethylene, or TCE, this time in Glendale, where residents in 6 units of luxury Bayshore apartment complex, the Liddell, were evacuated on Sunday. TMJ4's Andrea Albers live outside the building this morning.
Of TCE, 10 times the legal limit here at the Liddell. We know that residents from 6 apartment units have been evacuated. That happened Sunday, and more evacuations could follow.
This comes just months after nearly 150 residents were forced to evacuate the community within the Corridor apartments in Milwaukee, that also due to high TCE levels. Decision: Wisconsin Republican Paul Miletic beating out Democrat Bob Tatterson in a special election in the state assembly Tuesday. Miletic will take over Dan Knodl's seat in the northern suburbs. Knodl now in the state Senate after winning retired Senator Alberta Darling's district seat. A no-contact order now in place for Katie Koch and Joel Mankey, the couple charged with felony child neglect and false imprisonment. That order barring them from seeing Koch's 2 sons, aged 7 and 9, who were found wandering the streets naked and filthy after escaping from their locked room. The house described as a hoarder situation, with neither kid ever having been to school. What's next for children who have been removed from a situation like that?
Wisconsin Department of Children and Families Communications Director Gina Page tells WTMJ the goal is to keep children in the home or with relatives, but if that isn't possible,
then a child may be placed in a foster home. So someone who's unrelated but provides that home-like setting.
in cases like this one where the kids need specialized care, Page says there's an option beyond regular foster homes, a licensed group home.
A lot of times they have nurses on staff and they have individuals with higher level training to meet those needs.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Coming up, cha-ching, cha-ching.
It's time for shrimp at Sendik's. 2-pound bags of 26 to 30 count extra large cooked or raw shrimp are just $14.99. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You are a guaranteed winner with Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for your home's beauty and defense. Siding Unlimited is siding, of course, but so much more. Windows, roofing, decks. Siding Unlimited is recognized as the MVP in all those areas by customers and suppliers alike. You want major league work done on your house, so start by contacting Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368. This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickert. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at ACCUNET.com.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Phillies dampen the Brewers' party a bit, but they go again tonight. Brandon Snyder Sports at 6:45.
Here we go. The chance to win big today. Lotto fever. That's not the heat. It's the lotto fever that you got taking over your body. It's
That's
running
what it
high.
is?
Yes. The Mega Millions jackpot last night and tonight's Powerball. Now the 3rd largest Powerball jackpot ever. ABC's Janice Yu with more details.
I'm actually standing outside of a gas station, and this is where a $1 million ticket, Powerball ticket, was sold on Monday. So this might be a lucky store for tonight's drawing. The jackpot for the Powerball up to $1 billion. Mega Millions is up to more than $700 million. So a lot of money up for grabs.
So that's ABC's Janice Yu. So my favorite is whenever they say, like, hey, your chance of winning, you're more likely to get struck by lightning twice while standing on the Sears Tower.
And being eaten by a shark.
Yeah, there's always like a while wearing red shorts. Like there's always a very specific thing. So Janice, to her credit, came up with one during her report.
If you are playing, the odds are not in your favor when it comes to Powerball or Mega Millions. They are 1 in about 300 million. So you're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury or become the president of the United States. But that certainly isn't stopping people from playing and daydreaming.
No, I guess not.
Well,
that
was random.
Yeah,
Pogo stick.
Yeah.
Where do you find stats on pogo stick related ER visits?
And how often is that in the ER?
You're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury.
All right. So now I know to do that in order to make sure I can win the Powerball tonight.
I don't know if there's correlation. or causation or whatever, however that saying goes. Maybe you're more likely to be stranded at sea. The harrowing ordeal of this guy, 3 months adrift. That story next.
You're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Ugh, your lunch is still in here from the last day of school? Ugh, everything is rotted.
Let's make our windows.
Ugh, did you learn that from Mom?
Yeah.
Well, you make a great point. Tell you what, let's clean out your backpack and then we'll...
From Pella.
Precisely.
While we can't stop the discovery of those rotting surprises you often find at the bottom of your kid's school backpack, Pella's limited lifetime warranty on wood windows and doors makes it so that you'll never have to worry about rotting windows again. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, make payments as low as $35 per window and $78 per patio door. Experience Pella's nearly endless possibilities for maximum design flexibility, featuring dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, and more. With Pella's limited lifetime warranty and payments as low as $35 per month per window, $78 per door, there's no reason to wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's not a gimmick. It's simply comprehensive, fee-only financial planning to get all your arrows pointed in the right direction. And although rate of return is important, there are many factors that are equally, if not more important. There's a strong belief among financial experts that tax planning is more important than rate of return. And at Financial Strategies, we strongly believe that is what sets us apart. As a result of our strategies, our clients have saved significantly on their taxes. They were prepared to pay the taxes and elated when we shared how they could avoid them. We want to grow your investment and protect it, and we've proven to be very good at doing just that. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Checking in with Adam Roberts. He's on top of the drive for you this morning.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about the pogo stick thing. I don't know why that's making me laugh so much. That's just so random. Okay. Our roads looking great. Fantastic. Green. No incidents. No delays. Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Increasing clouds with a chance of storms this afternoon and evening. High of 86 degrees. In your Storm Team forecast, a little bit cooler near the lake, and that chance of showers and storms lingers through tonight with a low down to 67. Thursday, chance of early showers, otherwise partly cloudy and a high of 83. Right now at 66 in Milwaukee. 641 on Wisconsin's Morning News. See, there's Flex Tape guy right now. Look at that. He put his whole house in Flex Tape and survived the flood.
It's not going to work. It will not. I mean, you could do it for maybe a day.
Look at that guy. Look.
Your
he made
water
a boat
heater
out of
is
the Flex
dead.
Tape.
Water heater's dead. It will not survive.
Fine.
I'm just saying.
My water heater's cooked. It was leaking this morning if you were not up with us at the start of the show. So I've shared that and appreciate all the advice I'm getting on the Old National Bank talk and text line.
I'm telling you, the best advice you've gotten so far.
So I got on the phone and I called Sean Wendt. And I said, Sean, I need some help.
So, give him a holler.
This one just in. Sean Wendt knows about pogo sticks also. Thank you. Not helping.
All right, so the
Not
Australian sailor is doing okay. The sailor is alive and well. His name, Timothy Shattuck.
I'm feeling a lot better than I was, I can tell you. Thanks so much.
What happened to Timothy Shattuck? He was adrift at sea with his dog for 3 months.
No way.
3 months. Stepping onto land, dry land for the first time since his ordeal. He was in a crippled catamaran spotted by a Mexican tuna boat in the Pacific Ocean after he lost electricity. He's grateful to be alive.
I've been struggling to the health was pretty bad for a while. I was pretty hungry and I didn't think I'd make it through the storm, but now I'm really doing good.
So he and the dog basically lived on, he said sushi, but basically raw fish and rainwater. So that's what they survived on.
And then he finally gets rescued by a tuna boat. The guy's like, you want some fish?
And he said he was like,
hungry?
He was eating the absolute you-know-what out of that. The one thing he didn't eat, the dog.
She's amazing, right? That dog is something else, I'm a bit biased, but yeah.
Now, listen, you said it out loud, and everyone was thinking it. How long into the trip? A
No
week?
way.
2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Because there's
6
no-
weeks? 10
Okay,
weeks?
so I'm going to say something that I don't mean.
And a lot of it is about the love of it, you know, the love of being there.
So here's my question, and you posed this earlier. Would you rather be on a incapacitated catamaran that's floating 1,200 miles off the coast or on a desert island? Which would bring you to safety?
Desert island or deserted island?
Ooh, I'm okay, deserted island.
Okay, so there could be flora and fauna that you could eat, maybe some other critters. You can make fire, you can do things. But where, I guess the objective here is to be found, right?
Yes,
so
to
then
survive.
In which instance are you more likely to be found? Adrift in the world's oceans?
Well, so I think here's the thing: like a lot of those deserted islands, like you can tell that someone has been on them. Like there's like trash left on them and different things. So if you were someone on a boat, hey, let's stop at the deserted island, and you find a guy, would you want to bring that guy on your boat?
Hey, listen, looking for a ride here.
Like, well, where did you come from?
Also, that's assuming too you don't get eaten by some animal on the deserted island.
That's true.
Moments after arrival.
Feral pig.
6:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Wintrust is proud to bring two great cities, one great baseball series. Separated by only 83 miles of I-94 freeway, Milwaukee and Chicago have had a rivalry for years, and we're happy to make it official. Enter the Wintrust I-94 series sweepstakes for your chance to be close to the action for Cubs versus Brewers on Friday, September 29th at American Family Field. Winner receives 2 tickets and the opportunity to deliver the ceremonial game ball. See official rules and enter by visiting wintrust.com/rivalry today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Catch a marquee matchup when Devin Williams and the Brewers battle Matt Olson and the Braves. Friday, July 21st through Sunday, July 23rd. It's a matchup between aces and all-stars. Plus the first 30,000 fans through the gates on Saturday, July 22nd, will take home a Brewers City Connect beach towel giveaway, courtesy of Haichu. Grab your seats at brewers.com/promotions.
Roofing and exterior work are really tough jobs, and at Semper Fi, we're proud of our people. And when you work with great people, you deliver great results.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Brewers' 4-game win streak came to an end on Tuesday night with the 4-3 loss in Philly. Julio Teheran got the start for the Crew, giving up 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. The Brewers will look to bounce back tonight, beginning at 5:40. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ at 5:05. Colin Ray expected to get the start. The Packers are just 1 week away from the start of their training camp. The Green Bay rookies will start to report to camp beginning on Friday.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's morning news. Here's Brendan Snide.
A new era in Green Bay is just 1 week away from getting underway as the team will begin to report to Titletown beginning on July 25th. Things in Green Bay, as opposed to years past, have been quiet this offseason with Aaron Rodgers' departure and Jordan Love's appointing. For most Packers fans, it was a sign of relief this past April when Brian Gutekunst sent away the 4-time MVP to the Big Apple. There was no more needing to tune into a punter's talk show to gather updates on whether or not QB1 would want to come back to Green Bay or not. Trading away Rodgers, though, also changes expectations in Green Bay, and rightfully so. You shouldn't expect a first-year starter, despite years in the system or the league, to get under center and have the same expectations you would if a Super Bowl winning quarterback with 4 MVPs was leading the charge. It may sound ridiculous, but fewer expectations are good news for Jordan Love. Simply put, the pressure to perform this season should not reside on the quarterback from Utah State. Instead, guys like head coach Matt LaFleur, defensive coordinator Joe Barry, and general manager Brian Gutekunst should wear that hat for at least the first post-Rodgers season. LaFleur, who has won more games in his first 3 seasons than any other coach, must prove to the league and maybe himself that he can win without an MVP. Barry must prove to, let's be honest, literally everyone that he can lead a defense that is littered with first-round picks and all-pros. And lastly, Goody must prove that he made the right choice in trading away the surefire first-ballot Hall of Famer. If any one of those 3 things fail first, look out in Green Bay.
cheesesteaks, and spitballs. One thing is for sure, this is going to be one mouth-watering series.
Hit out to left, going back is Steer, at the track, at the wall, and it is gone! Christian Yelich starts this game off with a bang!
It's the Brewers and the Phillies. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:05. Presented by American Family Insurance. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. I've got this big golf tournament that I play in every year. It's coming up this week. It's one of my favorite events. And I remember just a few years ago calling my doctor ahead of the event, asking if he could prescribe some anti-inflammatories because my knee was howling. And I'm thinking, how am I getting through 3 days of golf? Like, I want to play well. I could have struggled through, but needed help there. Right? This year, no concerns about that. Golf game maybe needs some work. But what a joy to know that the knee not giving me any problems, and I won't be physically restrained in any sort of way.
Is there any concern that you won't win the thing, though?
There's plenty of concern about that, but it has nothing to do with whether or not my body is in shape, at least as far as the knee is concerned. I waited too long. Dealt with pain for a couple of years. I finally went in to see the trusted doctors at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We laid out a treatment plan, options. I ultimately decided to have a procedure, and my knee is fixed up, holding up great. And I refer you to them for whatever ails you. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
The James Imaging Systems people, they're one reason why so many businesses choose to do business with James, like Brookfield GMC, controller Jay Doyle.
They're compatriots to the point where when I call, they act like they're your best friend.
Document imaging technology, managed print services, content management solutions, all supported by the James Imaging Systems people. People who are dedicated to helping your business do business better.
They do a great job. They're like it's one of your workers. They want to help.
Not tomorrow, not next week. Help when you need it. That's James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, they do a great job. They're there immediately, and it's a great feeling because I know they care.
James Imaging Systems.
I do love working with James Imaging. It's perfect.
Put the good people at James Imaging Systems to work for your business. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. We discover the road at Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Adam Roberts is watching the roads for us as Debbie is off today. What do you see, Adam?
Well, I see that we're actually ahead of schedule on most of our major arteries, Vince. No real accidents, no delays. The only light volume starting to build up around 41 northbound, right near Watertown Plank Road, and that's about it right now. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance for some storms afternoon today with a high of 80 degrees at the lake, 86 inland. Chance of showers and storms lingers through tonight and into tomorrow morning. Low of 67 tonight, high of 83 tomorrow under partly cloudy skies after we get rid of those early showers. Mostly sunny on Friday, high of 80. Saturday's high 81 under mostly sunny skies. A chance of showers under partly sunny skies, high of 84 on Sunday. WTMJ's 5-day forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. 66 right now in Milwaukee. Former President Donald Trump announced that he is the target of a special counsel's investigation into the 2020 election. Expects he will be indicted, charged next week. ABC News has an update on that at the top of the hour here on Wisconsin's Morning News. But as we bring in our teammate from 101.7 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris, host of the afternoon show. Different reason I wanted to talk about the former president this morning, and it relates to the DeSantis campaign, how they're using his words and AI in campaign materials. Raises some interesting questions.
So I have the voice that's used in an ad. Here's what's so interesting about this, Ken, is that it's actually Trump speaking in the sense that the words you hear aren't him, but he actually tweeted the comment. So what they've done is they've created a Trump voice off of something he posted on the internet. And here it is.
I opened up the governor position for Kim Reynolds, in which she fell behind. I endorsed her, did big rallies, and she won. Now she wants to remain neutral. I don't invite her to events.
Yeah, no, he does not. That's not him, but that's him. He posted it. He just didn't say it.
So what's your question? What is it? What it is you want me to expound on? Because I've got about 6 hours of expounding that I can do.
6 hours? We got like 3-4 minutes. All right.
I don't understand. First of all, I think it's unethical that you would take someone's words. Words have meaning, but words mean different things when you read it versus when you hear it.
Sure.
That's why you can read a book and it has such a fantastical transfer of knowledge. And, oh my God, it's so great. It's wonderful. And then you see the movie and go like, well, what is that?
But isn't that your imagination also helping create that to make it even better?
But what I've done is I've inserted a sound into just your brain, your intellect, reading something and interpreting it based on your knowledge. I'm now giving you the words, right? Because understanding words, you understand each individual word, and then you understand the phrase. That's how you understand stuff. Doesn't necessarily make you biased, but that's just how you understand.
Okay. You can add meaning with, cadence. You can add meaning with emphasis. All sorts of ways that you can change the meaning or adapt it based on all of those things in verbal form.
And that's where my bias comes in, because I adjust the phrase, the intonation, the emotion, based on me, not him. So I can say, I like you, Vince. Or I can say, yeah, I like you, Vince. And it's the same words if you read it.
Same words.
Different. And so I think the DeSantis campaign is way out of line.
The idea, though, of using a candidate's words against themselves or to help promote another candidate in an ad has been going on for...
No, that's fine.
But that's okay, though?
But when you use AI... You can use my printed word because I wrote it. But if you transfer the medium, that takes on a whole different...
I don't invite her to events.
Why didn't they just get... Who does them on SNL now?
Yeah, just have the actor do it.
Well, does anybody watch SNL?
I mean, I invite her to events, but then I don't invite her. Sometimes I uninvite her.
Actually, I'm surprised they wouldn't try to do something like that. Because we've seen that too, right? Like where they have an actor who kind of looks like the candidate.
Right.
That they're blowing up.
But now you know why there's a writers and actors strike for things like this. This can happen after you've passed away 400 years from now and some company is making millions of dollars off you as an actor.
What about pictures? Like when they show the really awful picture of the president or the really awful picture of Trump.
That's my favorite in political ads.
It's like, and it's moving a little
bit. Your worst possible moment.
Yeah, but you're in public.
Right.
That just is what it is.
But if you're posting your words... Aren't you presenting your words to public?
As long as they stay in that medium. When you take it out and you add AI to it and a voice, that's a whole different level.
Interesting.
And there's not even a lawsuit. You like what? I don't know. Has the FCC or the
Trump campaign was upset about it. But no, that's a good question.
And then they thought, maybe we'll do that too.
They're already working on something.
Experts in that. Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Hope you like it. You're about to get a lot more of it. Ken Harris, our teammate at 101.7 The Truth. Thanks, Dr. Ken.
You're welcome.
I don't invite her to events.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen.
Harley-Davidson estimates 130,000 motorcycle enthusiasts visit the Harley Museum last weekend. About 80,000 attend the Music Fest at Veterans Park with Foo Fighters and Green Day. Milwaukee County's Parks and Culture Committee gets a report outlining options for the crumbling Mitchell Park domes. They range from demolition to repairs. So far, neither a plan nor funding identified. Chase Bank's strategy of opening branches in southeast Wisconsin leads to plans for a location in Grafton. Chase also plans branches in Delafield, West Allis, and Shorewood. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Headlines, texts, emails, the TV, the computer, the phone, even your smartwatch, every day. Market volatility can lead to anxiety and planning paralysis. No surprise, Americans report being stressed about their investment and retirement plans. Turn down the media roar. Dial up the planning. Put Annex Wealth Management on your side for investment and retirement guidance that includes tax and estate planning. Head to AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Abby with Abby Windows here. I installed windows for a lady who was going to go with a cheaper bid than mine and didn't quite understand why I would only install her windows the right way. It was a 1990s home with metal-clad wood windows. She was very grateful she went with us when we found all the windows and knee walls were rotted so badly the 2x6s were crumbling in my hands. She never would have known if she would have let the other guy pocket fit those windows. If you want a customized install for your home and you want it done the right way, give Abby Windows a call today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
I'd been living with the snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward only recently, when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by big box healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
In West Philadelphia.
Actually, the ball game is in South Philly. The Brewers are up against the Phillies with coverage starting today at 5:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, July 19th. Our top story, a detained U.S. soldier with a local connection.
I'm Eric Bilstead. More legal trouble for Trump.
I'm Brandon Snide. Could average play lead to a division title in Green Bay?
I'm Adam Roberts, and we're starting to see some buildup along Highway 41 right north of the zoo as you head towards Watertown Plank Road. The delay is stretching back to the interchange. Also, our slow spot du jour would be 43 north and southbound between Keefe and North Avenue. Either direction getting a little slow as you head out and hit the roads. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
We'll see increasing clouds today. Chance this afternoon and into the evening hours of some storms moving in. High of 86 degrees, cooler near the lake. Showers and storms could linger into tonight, mostly cloudy, low down to 67. And then into tomorrow morning as well with a chance of early showers, partly cloudy and a high of 83. Right now, 69 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a U.S. soldier with connections to Racine is now in custody in North Korea. They say he illegally crossed into that country. He's 23 years old. His name is Travis King. Was released on July 10th and was being sent home Monday to Fort Bliss, Texas, where he could have faced additional military discipline and possible discharge from the service. Officials say King was escorted as far as customs but did not board the plane. Instead, joined a tour group at the Joint Security Area. Tourist Sarah Leslie was on that tour that day, spoke with TV in New Zealand.
I'd noticed him, he bought a DMZ hat at a souvenir shop, and I just remember seeing him sitting outside the souvenir shop. This was much earlier in the day, wearing his DMZ hat, and I thought, oh, well, that guy was quick to buy that hat. I had no idea he was a soldier or anything like that. He was just wearing, jeans and a T-shirt.
King's mother, Claudine Gates, lives in Racine. Says she just wants her son back home.
Decision: Wisconsin Republican Paul Melitik beat Democrat Bob Tatterson in a special election in the state assembly. Melitik will take over Dan Knodl's seat in the northern suburbs. Knodl, now a state senator, he won the retired state senator Alberta Darling's open seat.
Former President Donald Trump's legal troubles mounting. He received a so-called target letter from special counsel Jack Smith. Strong indication that the former president will be indicted. It would be a third time, possibly as soon as Friday, this time on charges related to attempting to overturn the 2020 election. ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl.
In recent weeks, Smith and his team have spoken to election officials in several key states where Trump and his allies pressured local officials and allegedly tried to create slates of fake electors. In Michigan, that alleged scheme led to indictments just yesterday. The state's attorney general charged 16 Trump allies for a, quote, organized effort to circumvent the lawfully cast ballots of Michigan voters.
And Wisconsin among the states as well that were part of the investigation. The former president called the letter, quote, horrifying news. And overnight he told a crowd in Iowa that it was an attempt to interfere with the upcoming presidential election.
A no-contact order now in place for Katie Koch and Joel Mankey. This is the two charged with felony child neglect and false imprisonment in Milwaukee. That order barring them from seeing Koch's two sons, 7 and 9 years old, who were found wandering the streets naked and filthy after escaping from their locked home. The house described as a hoarder situation with neither kid ever been to school.
What's next for children who have to be removed from situations like this?
Wisconsin Department of Children and Families Communications Director Gina Page tells WTMJ the goal is to keep children in the home or with relatives, but if that isn't possible,
then a child may be placed in a foster home. So someone who's unrelated but provides that home-like setting.
in cases like this one where the kids need specialized care, Page says there's an option beyond regular foster homes, a licensed group home.
A lot of times they have nurses on staff and they have individuals with higher level training to meet those needs.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Coming up, market vendors making night moves in Milwaukee. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's almost time for the world's greatest aviation celebration. Don't miss out on EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, happening July 24th through the 30th, with world-class daily air shows, thrilling aerobatics, and 2 night air shows. Some of the best fireworks in the area. Unique aircraft will be on display and events for the whole family to enjoy. Join EAA for a week of unforgettable moments and to immerse yourself in the world of flight. Visit EAA.org for more information or to purchase your tickets today. I love it. It's EAA.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 7.8 to 13.5 ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal or 9 to 13.8 ounce Townhouse crackers, $3.99. 4 to 5.7 ounce package Knorr rice or pasta slides, 4 for $5. 10 to 12 ounce bag or 10 count K-Cups Dunkin' or 12 count box K-Cups Folgers Dunkin' or Folgers coffee, $7.99. 48 ounce ice cream or 4 count bars Kemp's Simply Crafted ice cream or bars, $4.49.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
There's a strong belief among financial experts that tax planning is more important than rate of return. And that is what sets us apart.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
FinancialStrategiesInc.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:07.
Phillies cooled off the crew. They'll go at it again tonight. Brandon Snide has sports coming up at 7:15.
A drug used to treat opioid use disorder now more accessible to help jumpstart patient recovery. This drug is going to be carried by the West Dallas Fire Department, and it'll also be stocked in different vending machines throughout Milwaukee County. These are very specific harm reduction vending machines. West Dallas Fire Department Assistant Chief Jason Shack spoke about the initiative in partnership with the Medical College of Wisconsin.
That provides us a community paramedic and a peer counselor full-time to go out into the community 5 days a week and supplement our community paramedic staff that runs on a 24-hour schedule along with our firefighters.
So this drug is a dissolvable tablet that's easy to administer and can even be taken long-term to help maintain recovery from opioid addiction.
Wisconsin Avenue should be packed with pedestrians once again tonight. Second Milwaukee night market of the summer. It's more than 100 local vendors, artists, and performers that will come to downtown. The event runs from 5 until 10 p.m. this evening, but be aware Wisconsin Avenue is going to close down at 10 o'clock this morning for event setup. That'll start at 2nd Street and Vel R. Phillips Avenue, along with the mid-block closures on Martin Luther King Drive. Wisconsin Avenue will reopen after midnight tonight.
As Hollywood actors and writers continue walking the picket line, the percentage of screen time going to streaming just hit a new high. All thanks in part to out-of-school children.
The return of The Bear on Hulu.
We need like a reset.
One of the shows in June that helped drive streaming as a percentage of overall screen time to a new high. 37.7% of total viewing was spent on streaming, according to Nielsen, a 6% increase. Cable snagged around 30% of viewing, broadcast TV around 21%. And the largest chunk of that streaming time was actually spent on YouTube, with Netflix in second. With kids out of school, Nielsen says 2 to 17-year-olds helped drive that streaming increase. Overall, cable viewing was flat, with broadcast watching down 6.6%. Jason Nathanson, ABC News.
Everybody's talking about The Bear.
Yeah, it's a big show. The Bear, second season.
I got to get to the end of Netflix first, and HBO and what all the...
And again, though, and this is why they're having issues figuring out a deal between the writers and actors and the studios because of the streaming aspect. How do you monetize the streaming act? How does everyone get paid if they should get paid?
It's going to be a long time before I run out of content. I'll just tell you that.
You haven't gotten to the end of Netflix
Not
yet?
to the end. 7:09, Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Your home is your biggest investment, and you live in it. So when you invest in it, you want the best. The best windows, the best roofing, the best deck. Where do you look? Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited, you ask? For windows, roofs, and decks? Yes. Siding Unlimited is the best installer of windows, roofs, and decks. They also are the best with siding. Prove it, you demand. Good point. Well, Siding Unlimited has the Manufacturer's Awards and customer satisfaction history to prove it. In fact, Pella Window named Siding Unlimited their Platinum Elite Contractor of the Year in the entire country 3 years in a row. What's so great about Siding Unlimited? Well, honest pricing, devoted American craftsmen, integrity. You want the best, and Siding Unlimited is it. Windows, roofs, decks, and Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
It's time for shrimp at Sendix. 2-pound bags of 26 to 30 count extra large cooked or raw shrimp are just $14.99. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What's happening on the roads, Adam?
Very little, Vince. It's been a very easy morning so far. We do have a little bit of volume building up on 43 north and southbound. You'll notice it mostly between Keefe and North Avenue. So you're headed in and out of the city. Also, some light volume building up on 41 northbound, right out of the Zoo interchange towards Watertown Plank Road. And other than that, we're looking pretty green still. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: increasing cloud cover and a slight chance for a shower. Clap of thunder later in the day. High temperatures close to 80 degrees at the lakefront, mid-80s. Farther inland, there will be a better chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight, mostly cloudy with lows dipping back into the upper 60s. After a few early showers on Thursday, it's partly cloudy with a high of 83. Full sunshine for Friday and Saturday with a high near 80 degrees, and we'll look for a chance of showers on Sunday, partly sunny with a high of 84. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Up to 69 degrees already in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
7:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Working through a number of issues this morning on the program.
Yeah, you're struggling a bit.
Well, is it me?
Well, no, the show sounds great.
Am I ruining things? This morning my hot water heater was running. It was like, my water heater. Why would you heat hot water?
Right.
Thank you for the help on that. On the
they're
text
not
line this
wrong.
morning. My water heater was leaking this morning. I actually had the thought of, I was hearing something in the house, like it sounded like running water.
Terrible feeling, isn't it, when you hear something that sounds like water and you're not sure where it's coming from?
If I'm being honest, I had the thought, because I was running late anyway. I had the thought of, like, let's just ignore that. See if it fixes itself.
Ignorance is
right?
bliss.
And I'd be just fine today. No, so working through dealing with that. If you're watching us on the live stream, and again, you can watch us either through the WTMJ app, go to the website, WTMJ.com, click on the Watch Now button, also on our YouTube page if you want to see us. I don't know, do we look uncomfortable this morning on the live stream, you think?
No.
Pancake, no?
No, you look great.
Greg produces the program. That's Greg Pancake Hill there. He's also in charge of bringing you the live stream. What's the temperature in here right now? 76, 77?
Yeah, it's a little hotter than normal.
Everything I've done to adjust the thermostat. And was there any supervision on that? Like, did you guys look at what I did? Did I do it right?
No, I didn't watch you. Isn't that like the old office adage, anywhere you work is not to mess with the thermostat?
Right, don't touch it. Just it's set.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sometimes they have that big plastic box over it.
Right, with a little key.
Yeah, yes.
So for whatever reason, it's super hot in here. That's fine. That's not hurting me anyway. Do you know what I came to the realization of the other day?
What's that?
So we have all of our shows are live streaming through Good Karma Brands here
Which
in
is neat.
Milwaukee.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
So you can watch ESPN Milwaukee. You can watch 101.7 The Truth. And here at our company headquarters, we have these big, giant TV screens. And they'll sometimes put all of the shows in boxes, right? So you see what's happening on WTMJ's live stream and 101.7 The Truth and ESPN. And so you can look at them side by side. And I'm looking at it, and the cameras are really nice. And the shots are really nice. Do you know who the worst looking person on camera is?
You're not going to say
throughout Good Karma Brands Milwaukee.
You're going to say Scafidi or something?
Yes. I'm just ripping Scafidi this morning. I don't need that. I don't need that from you guys.
No. Who's the worst?
It's me. The guy who's on TV for 25 years.
Why do you say that, though?
Because, when you're on TV, I'm addressing the camera. I know when I'm on camera, I'm doing my thing, right? And then you have these times when you're not on camera, whatever. Here, like, I looked at myself for like a minute. Like, I can't watch it. I'm all over the place. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. I'm talking to Brandon.
Paper balls.
Bing, bing.
You look great. It's more interesting than if you just stare at the camera.
I think you look handsome.
Well, thank you, Brandon.
I think you look wonderful, Vince.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to be pick-me boy. I was fishing for compliments here.
You're so purdy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do notice you're popping some buttons off your shirt.
Roasting in here. I got no hot water at the house. The thermostat's broken in here. Who will help me?
Oh, I know.
No, I wasn't calling for a Sean Wentz.
Listen live on the web.
Oh, that's not it.
7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning
I
News.
got on the phone and I called Sean Wentz.
Brandon Sports coming up next.
While the warm weather has you feeling like new, get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield. Whether you're saving up for something big or just for a rainy day, Old National is here for you. Earn 5.00% APY with our limited time 12-month introductory money market offer. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 not on deposit at Old National as of April 14th, 2023. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Are you a veteran who needs assistance? Do you know a veteran who needs help? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs is here for Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. We can help connect veterans with services such as medical care, financial and legal assistance, housing, mental health services, substance use treatment, and more. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's WIS vets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Brewers dropped a tough road loss on Tuesday night in Philadelphia, losing to the Phillies by a final score of 4-3. Julio Teheran got the start for the Brew Crew, surrendering all 4 runs in just 4 2/3 innings.
I thought he navigated it pretty well. Probably the first hit of the game, just, putting a run up on the board in the first swing hurt as much as anything. But, it's a good lineup. Some really good left-handed hitters in the lineup. He navigated it well. They got some hits, and you're right, he did have a little trouble. He got ahead of some hitters and then had a little trouble putting them away, but, that's because of good hitters.
Despite the loss, though, there was some good news for the Brewers on Tuesday. All-star pitcher Brandon Woodruff will make his first rehab start Saturday for High 8 Wisconsin. And Aaron Ashby, according to manager Craig Counsell, is also close to getting back to game action. Speaking of game action, the Brewers look to bounce back tonight in Philly with a 5:40 first pitch. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ beginning at 5:05. From the diamond to the NFL, where the Packers are just a week away from the start of their training camp, all eyes will, of course, be set on number 10. And according to some, average play might be just enough in Green Bay.
I think the Lions are the favorite in this division. Absolutely. The Bears had the number 1 pick in the draft.
and I'm going to pick in the draft for a reason. That roster, while it's improved, is not nearly as good as the Green Bay Packers roster. Not nearly top to bottom as good as the Packers roster. I look at Green Bay and say this, and I've said this, Greeny, and you've heard me say it. If Jordan Love is average, this team is playing for a playoff spot in December. If he's average, if he's anything like a first-round pick should be, this is a playoff team.
ESPN's Dan Orlovsky on Get Up on Tuesday morning. The Packers are all set to begin their first practice a week from today, with the rookies reporting to camp on Friday.
You like that take? I do.
I agree.
I mean, I want to like it.
I like it. I think it's accurate.
If he's average, they're fighting for
and
a
he's
playoff
right.
spot.
There's a lot. It's a good roster. He's right.
7:19, Wisconsin's Morning News.
The voice of this call.
Swinging a line drive. Deep center. And it over the fence.
And this one.
Here's a throw home. Not in time. And the Brewers win it in 11 innings.
And of course, this one.
Christian Yelich, third deck. Holy smokes.
Chef Leverett is on Brewers 360 every Wednesday morning at 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Vince Vitrano here for our partners at 911 Heating and Air. Actually, makes for a great story this morning because something's going on with the thermostat here in the studio, so we're running a little bit hot today.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just a real simple fix. It's the kind of thing where beep, beep, oh, this is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You ever call the HVAC guy, they come out, and it probably was something really simple.
Hey, need a whole new system here.
Right. Either that or it's a couple $100, something like that. This is how honest our guy Alex Peterson is at 911 Heating and Air. I was talking with him recently about a job that he was on. He said it was an older woman, and he came in, and it was a real simple fix. It was a click. It was a thing. It was a whatever. And she was under the impression that she was going to need a new HVAC unit. Can't remember if it was heating or air. It's like, I went in there. He goes, I couldn't charge her anything. Like, it took me 5 seconds. She thought she was going to be out all this money. I just took care of it.
That's awesome.
That's what kind of a guy this guy is. That's why he's a great partner with us here at WTMJ. Alex Peterson is his name. 911 Heating and Air. Now, he can sell you a new AC unit if that's actually what you need. Guarantees his work. 10-year warranty on all that. He also can work hard to save your old unit. Alex and his team offer the AC overhaul right now. Any age unit. Includes all new parts and service, and all the prices are listed right there on his website up front. An honest guy in the heating and air business and a referral from me. Tell him Vinny sent you. Visit 911heatusa.com.
Brookfield GMC has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, all bundled under the James Managed Print Services Program. Brookfield GMC Controller Jay Doyle.
They can track where the printer supplies are, the toner supply is getting down or low, and then they'll ship us a new toner.
And there's more. James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services also includes parts and service.
Exactly, yes. We had a fuser go out in one of our printers, and they came out and replaced that right away. So repair and our supplies are maintained.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. All your document output devices, service, supplies, and parts wrapped up in one low monthly invoice. Now that's a good value.
It's a big value because of all the services.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Traffic is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Adapt to the modern workplace. SmartSpacesWI.com.
How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Creating technology, great culture, spaces that people really want to come to, attract talent, and keep that talent.
SmartSpacesWI.com.
Debbie's off this week. Checking in with Adam Roberts. He's been on road duty for us. What do you see, Adam?
Very little, Vince, once again, although we do have some slowdown starting to form on 43 southbound. The backups are stretching all the way just north of Silver Spring near Bayshore. So if you're headed towards the downtown area, just be aware that you're running a couple extra minutes behind your usual pace. Also, some slowdowns at 41 northbound, still in that Watertown Plank Road area just north of the zoo. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance today of some storms moving in the afternoon and evening hours under increasing clouds with a high of 86 degrees, a little bit cooler near the lake. The chance of showers and storms through tonight, low down to 67. A chance for early showers on Thursday with a high of 83 degrees. Mostly sunny Friday, high of 80. Saturday looks perfect, mostly sunny and a high of 81. Bringing a chance for showers under partly sunny skies on Sunday and a high of 84 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee at 69. 7:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We're talking to you about this story. A U.S. soldier who was serving in the Korean Peninsula ran into some trouble in South Korea where he was serving. In fact, was detained by local authorities and held for some time on, what was it, like an assault charge?
Yeah, something where he even kicked a vehicle, but then some other type of assault charge where he was being held there. Had recently gotten out. His mother lives in Racine. His mother telling...
Of course.
Yeah, there's always a Wisconsin
Here's
story.
the story of international global intrigue because he's now in custody in North Korea after crossing the DMZ, apparently voluntarily, and of course, it has a tie to Southeast Wisconsin.
So he's released July 10th, was being sent home Monday to Fort Bliss, where he could have faced additional military discipline and discharge from the service. Officials say this guy, Travis King, was escorted as far as customs but didn't board the plane. Instead, he joined a tour group. Yeah, because there are tour groups there. In the joint security area, this tourist, her name is Sarah Leslie, she was there that day. She saw him suddenly make a run for the border.
Suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black, running what looked like full gas towards the North Korean side. And my first thought was, what an absolute idiot. I assumed he was sort of getting a mate to film it for some kind of TikTok stunt or something like that. But he just didn't stop, and he kept going.
Yep, and was quickly taken into custody
Getting a mate
there.
to film that for TikTok.
A couple of things that made me laugh about that is that, there actually are tour groups in this place, which is called the Demilitarized Zone. But
DMZ, right?
Not really.
The DMZ is a misnomer. It's not demilitarized. It might be pound for pound the most militarized and heavily guarded and manned strip of land on the planet.
Right, so now he's in custody. More from Leslie, this witness who saw it. I thought this was an interesting soundbite. Listen to this.
I noticed him. He bought a DMZ hat at a souvenir shop, and
he bought a DMZ hat at a souvenir shop. Because they just have those there. It's always at the end of the tour. You have to walk through it.
You go through at Disney after you get off the ride. You're just immediately into the gift shop.
You look for your photos that they take of you seeing the DMZ. Oh, there's us we're in the last in the car.
Right, with North Koreans staring at you angrily.
More from her.
DMZ hat at a souvenir shop, and I just remember seeing him sitting outside the souvenir shop. This was much earlier in the day, wearing his DMZ hat, and I thought, oh well, that guy was quick to buy that hat. I had no idea he was a soldier or anything like that. He was just wearing, jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah, just a guy who
quick to buy that hat.
Went to the DMZ to go to the souvenir shop.
So what's Buddy's play here? Did he feel like, because he was being sent back to the U.S. where he was expected to, at the very least, be discharged?
Yes, or face more issues, and you think maybe that's what they were worried about, that he was worried about, that he was just gonna try to get away. Here's the issue.
So you're better off in North Korea?
Well, he may
what?
not have been thinking clearly on this matter. The problem is that there's other issues going on right now between the U.S., the South, and the North.
There are several words that I hear from officials when I talk to them about this incident. Some of them are incredulous. Others are just shaking their heads. Others say they're surprised. Others say it's an embarrassment. But the common theme that we're hearing is that this event is overshadowing a really big event, which was the arrival of a U.S. nuclear submarine in Busan, the major port in the South.
That's ABC's Luis Martinez. Yes, an arrival of a big nuke sub that was showing up in that area. The North has not been happy about that. North launching more missiles just after this submarine showed up. So there's a lot of tension right now. Now we got this guy who has Racine connections running into the North, now in custody.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up more than 1% to 34,952. The NASDAQ closed at 14,354. That was up over 100 points. And the S&P 500 up 32 to 45.55. For a deeper dive of the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWAT podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's summer pet care sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on the pet food and supplies you need to keep animals happy and healthy all summer long. Like 25% off select dog and cat toys. Assorted collars, leashes, and harnesses for cats or dogs are 20% off. Save $3 on select sizes of Diamond or Diamond Naturals dog food in-store only. Plus, don't miss summer doorbusters like a 20-inch white box fan, just $19.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Breakthroughs aren't just for medical journals. They're to help people hold their grandbabies for the first time. Expertise isn't just for awards or recognition. It can be what gives people the best chance to walk again. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, people are the driving force behind everything we do. So we never lose sight of what's important. And we never forget who it's for. Because in the end, we're people helping people. That means every breakthrough, every clinical study, every interaction is to help people like you, your family, and your neighbors be the best they can be. We do everything possible because we see everything possible in you. To find out how compassion motivates world-class care, visit Froedtert.com.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
At 7:30, it's 68 degrees. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. I'm Adam Roberts. Your top story, a U.S. soldier detained in North Korea with a local connection. Looking at the roads with your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Those delays on 43 southbound starting to stretch towards Good Hope Road, adding extra 5 minutes onto your commute, and a little bit slow north of the zoo towards Watertown Plank Road as well. Sunny skies today, a high of 80 near the lake, 85 degrees inland. Again, it's currently 68 degrees.
Former President Trump could be indicted again as soon as Friday after receiving an official target letter saying he's the focus of a federal January 6th investigation. Trump had a re-election campaign rally in Iowa last night, calling the investigation a disgrace and a witch hunt against him.
We created the greatest economy in history, the greatest. We've never had an economy. Then we had COVID come in, and we redid it where the stock market was higher than it was previous to COVID. And nobody thought that was possible. But we created the greatest economy in history. And frankly, they're just running on our fumes.
Sources say the target letter mentions multiple federal statutes, including conspiracy to commit offense or to defraud the United States. Triple-digit heat lingering on in the west and the south. Phoenix clocking 19 days straight at 110 degrees or more. Vegas marking 5 days at or above that same level. And the water in Florida is almost as warm as the air, 95 degrees or hotter. The CDC says cocaine and opioid overdose deaths in the U.S. increased sevenfold. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:31. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, more now on the American soldier with Racine ties who hightailed it to North Korea. More from ABC's Tom Rivers at the Foreign Desk.
Private Travis King had served nearly 2 months in a South Korean prison for assault. The plan was to send him back to Fort Bliss, where he could have faced additional charges, but instead he joined a tourist group at the DMZ. New Zealander Sarah Leslie was in that party.
Suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black, running what looked like full gas towards the North Korean side.
U.S. and South Korean soldiers gave pursuit, but
we were pretty close to the border, and it would have been pretty hard to stop him from that range.
North Korea's unlikely to hand him back anytime soon, given current troubled relations. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
King's mother, Claudine Gates, lives in Racine and is saying little this morning other than that she wants her son to come home. Decision Wisconsin, Republican Paul Meletic beating out Democrat Bob Tatterson in a special election in the state assembly Tuesday. Meletic will take over Dan Knodl's seat in the northern suburbs. Knodl now in the state Senate. He won retired State Senator Alberta Darling's seat. Another Milwaukee area apartment building testing positive for dangerous levels of trichloroethylene, or TCE. This time it's happening in Glendale, where residents in 6 units of the luxury Bayshore apartment complex, the Lydell, have been evacuated on Sunday. TMJ4's Andrea Albers live outside the building.
Testing found traces of TCE 10 times the legal limit here at the Lydell. We know that residents from 6 apartment units have been evacuated. That happened Sunday, and more evacuations could follow.
This news coming just months after nearly 150 residents were forced to evacuate the community within the Corridor apartments in Milwaukee. That also due to high TCE levels. The North Shore Health Department saying that testing at the Lydell site will continue throughout the week. And this evening, hundreds, yet thousands of pedestrians expect to pack Wisconsin Avenue for the second Milwaukee Night Market of the summer. Over 100 local vendors, artists, and performers will be in the city's downtown area, running from 5 until 10 p.m. this evening. Couple things to be aware of. Drivers should know that Wisconsin Avenue will be closing at 10 o'clock this morning for events set up between 2nd Street and Vel R. Phillips Avenue. It will then reopen after midnight tonight. There will also be mid-block closures on MLK Drive between Wells and Wisconsin and 2nd and Wisconsin. Also something to keep in mind, those pop-up showers and thunderstorms that could be in the area later this evening. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times, 7:34.
Breaking the case of Tupac Shakur. Eric, you're telling me this may have come from Netflix?
Yep. Streaming service.
How do we, decades later, have a new lead?
Details next.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Sometimes saying, I've got a guy, isn't convenient when you need a lot of different people for different needs. A roof guy, paint guy, interior remodel guy, J&J Contractors do it all. With top-of-the-line quality craftsmanship that's all custom or semi-custom.
In addition to full interior remodels, J&J Contractors' skilled and certified team members use high-quality materials for all of your exterior needs. Roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Contact them today to schedule a consultation. Just Google J&J Contractors.
Okay, so inventory, then suppliers, then staffing plan, overhead, and bookkeeping. Or suppliers first, then bookkeeping, inventory, overhead.
Running a small business can be full of distractions. U.S. Cellular wants to give small business owners one less thing to think about. 3 months of free service with 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data.
Oh, that's nice.
Join the network that allows you and your business to focus on what really matters. Get 3 months of free service with 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data. U.S. Cellular. Built for business, built for us. Terms and conditions apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering is our guest on Brewers 360, coming up in about 9 minutes.
It has been nearly 30 years since rapper Tupac Shakur was shot and killed in Las Vegas. Now, police have just executed a search warrant in the case.
Nobody has been arrested, but police moving in late Monday night with a SWAT team. An official briefed on the case telling us it was loud with bullhorns and lights. Homicide detectives and prosecutors deciding they now have enough information to move forward. They were looking for computers and articles about Tupac Shakur and his death. The case will now be presented to a Las Vegas grand jury, the official cautioning that charging decisions have not yet been made.
So Nevada doesn't have a statute of limitations for prosecuting homicide cases, and this was in Henderson, which is outside of Las Vegas, so not far from where this all took place. And then Alex Stone has this little nugget.
A source telling us detectives re-engaged on the case after a Netflix show and a book by a man who billed himself as one of the only living eyewitnesses to what unfolded.
Yes, a Netflix show.
Hang on.
Netflix show, Unsolved, the Tupac and Biggie murders. That came out in 2018, and this book, Compton Street Legend by Twain Keith Davis, which they, between the book and that Netflix show, they picked up on something, so now they're checking and raiding this house in Henderson.
What kind of evidence could be left in this house? He was talking about, what, computers and some other things?
Yeah, like,
right?
so even if you say you were a fan or interested or knew somebody who knew somebody and you, like, had a bunch of evidence of you searching about it, learning about it, would that be enough to incriminate you?
Right. I mean, if there's any, like, hard evidence, for example, like a murder weapon or something, and there's no indication that there, but just wouldn't you have, after all these decades, have pretty much taken care of scouring that?
And we never learned about Biggie either. We never, right? We never heard Biggie's murderer either. So we have two, and this all started because Tupac thought Biggie shot him once before, or at least ordered a shooting on him that he survived. Those two were friends, man. That was East Coast, West Coast, and it turned into both of them, both just studs at their age and in their craft, both gone way too early.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Is there anything sweeter than the crisp sound of a driver when it connects purely with the ball? Scientists have determined that sound has a psychological effect on golfers, and that many evaluate the quality of their shot by the sound it makes. Right after contact, you know. You may have the same sense about your financial plan. When you review what you own and why you own it, and the date you plan on retiring, something doesn't seem, look, or sound right. Think of Annex Wealth Management as the swing doctors for your financial plan. We'll look at every component of your plan, including the goals you're swinging for, and give you the truly objective analysis that comes from a fee-only fiduciary with no products to push or commissions to chase. It may be you need to only tweak one part of your plan, or you may have to work on a missing component. When it comes to helping you get it right, talk to our pros. Contact Annex Wealth Management today. Set up a time to meet in person or securely online and get a free portfolio review. Get started at annexwealth.com.
Chronic joint pain has a snowball effect. It's not just the pain.
What that did is just make me depressed that I couldn't get back into the gym, and I was inactive, gaining weight. I had to find another alternative.
And for Chad, that alternative was QC Kinetics and the non-surgical natural biologic treatments that can give lasting relief to aching hips, shoulders, knees, and backs.
Once they explained it, it made sense. Putting what we have inside our body back into us in a certain strategic way to heal up in a natural process was fantastic.
QC Kinetics treatments take place right in the office. No downtime, no surgery. And as for the outcome,
I'm just back to bouncing around, having fun, doing my work, living pain-free.
Don't let chronic joint pain rob you of your quality of life. Discover advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. Call now to learn more. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Debbie off today, checking in with Adam Roberts on the roads.
It's a bit slow right now, Vince, on 43 southbound. No incidents, but we've got construction-related delays now stretching north of Good Hope Road, headed all the way down to the Marquette, and that is making for a slow drive time. We are looking at about an extra 5 minutes right now. Correction, that is actually northbound from downtown to Brown Deer, where the 5-minute delays are in. It is 14 minutes from Brown Deer to downtown, 25 minutes on the ride. Also eastbound on 94 is running about 5 minutes behind schedule from the Zoo to the Marquette, an extra 5 at 11 minutes there. Hey, if you see something out on the roads, I want to hear from you. You can help your fellow commuters by reporting accidents and big slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line. That's 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Discovery. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, some increasing cloud cover and a chance for some late-day showers, a few thunderstorms. High temperatures topping out in the low 80s at the lakefront, mid-80s. Farther inland, a chance of showers and storms will be with us overnight. Mostly cloudy with lows dipping back into the upper 60s. After a few early showers on our Thursday, it's partly cloudy with highs in the low 80s. Mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday with highs near 80 degrees, and we'll look for another chance of showers on Sunday, partly sunny with a high of 84. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
69 and sunny in Milwaukee. 7:43 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Going to play a voice for you and see if you can figure out who this is.
Brewers Baseball, brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
It's pretty good, man.
It is pretty good. Didn't realize he was calling games now.
Right. That would be, sounded like Elmo, right? It wasn't Elmo. And may or may not be related. Brewers 360 is coming up next with play-by-play man Jeff Levering.
The
It's outdoor living time. Make the most of it this year. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited transform your space into your outdoor living dream. A deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. We live for summer around here. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone can call or text 988 or chat via 988wisconsin.org to get connected to a trained Lifeline counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you are concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Earn points every time you shop with Fleet Rewards. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Sign up today and start saving with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Brewers' 4-game win streak came to an end on Tuesday night with the 4-3 loss in Philly. Julio Teheran got the start, giving up all 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. The Brewers looking to bounce back tonight beginning at 5:40. Coverage will get underway here on WTMJ beginning at 5:05. Colin Ray expected to get the start for the Brew Crew.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Brewers Baseball brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
Elmo not laughing at fake Elmo. Elmo call Elmo's lawyer. One call, that's all. Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering is with us.
Oh, boy.
I didn't know you had an Elmo. That was really solid.
Wow, I appreciate you guys. That's an old clip. Obviously, it gave you the All-Star break off. Otherwise, you guys would have played that last. Nice job.
We had to sit on it.
We come around.
My favorite is Brian Anderson afterward. Here, listen to it again here. Listen to BA at the end.
Brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
Oh, my God. Did he not know either?
No, he had no idea. He actually didn't know that they were going to run that clip. They weren't. BA had no idea what was actually going to be shown. I think that was the perfect reaction to hearing that, and then seeing our faces, and then that voice coming out of my mouth. I think was shocking to everybody.
Well, admittedly, Jeff, for a long time now, I've been scouring YouTube hoping to find you doing your Harry Carey, because you told me once that you did minor league Harry Carey voice. And I've been hoping that someday I'll just stumble upon that nugget and bring that to your attention.
Well, I appreciate that. I do have some recordings of it, and it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before that pops out anywhere else.
Or next week, we'll see.
Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering. So why was Elmo out in this circumstance? Was there a reason that he was called upon?
Yeah, we were promoing for Sesame Street, and I think the Sesame Street Day last year was coming. So that was actually in Pittsburgh a year ago in August, I remember. And our Sesame Street was coming up, and Rock was doing the reads and was getting a little annoyed with the reads, and I think we were in the middle of a rain delay and rehearsing our TV open, so I just wanted to have some fun with him. And clearly he was entertained by his face after he heard that voice as well.
His look is fantastic.
Speaking of which, the Sesame Street Day is coming up at the Yard, and it's going to be Cookie Monster is the bobblehead giveaway.
Yeah, that was Cookie Monster that we gave away this year, which was awesome. So I did some Cookie Monster for Rock as well. He was less impressed with Cookie Monster than he was with Elmo.
Hey, any action there? Are you hearing much? Obviously, I know that you probably wouldn't share too much detail if you were hearing something in the hallway, but obviously there's a trade deadline coming up, Jeff. And do people walk differently? Are players looking shifty-eyed? Is this something that kind of hangs over the team at all?
No, I don't think so. I think that the guys are just going out and doing their thing. I will say that the Corbin Burns article that came out a couple of weeks ago about how he had to sit down with Matt Arnold and Wade Miley was in attendance for that lunch or breakfast in New York. It feels like after that happened, Corbin's been pitching with a little bit more edge, learning that Matt Arnold does not have the intention of trading him. He's staying put. Corbin's been pitching his tail off since then. So I think in that circumstance, it's worked for a very positive factor for Corbin. Listen, the guys can only control what they can control. They got to go out there and they got to do their jobs. And we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks once the trade deadline comes and goes.
Got a couple of days in Philly here. We asked Craig Counsell yesterday if he was doing touristy stuff. I'm like, please tell me you ran up the Rocky stairs. Which he said he did. I believe his quote was, "I did nothing of the sort."
He does no running.
No running. Well, I'm going to take my son up the Rocky Steps as soon as we get off the phone. So
Nice.
That's always a good one. We've done all the touristy stuff. We had the off day in Philadelphia. My son's been on the whole trip with me. It's been a blast.
Oh, that's cool.
Cincinnati, here in Philly, of course, doing all the independent stuff. So for an 8-year-old, he doesn't really appreciate it quite yet, but man, I'm loving every second of it.
Okay, promise
awesome.
promise pictures from the Rocky Steps.
Oh yeah, big time. We'll show off my son's puppies at the flexing. It'll be great.
Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering. Thanks, Level. We'll talk again next week.
You got it. See you guys.
Knowing Harry the way that you did is he just barges through the radio booth door and goes, "Hey, how about them Cubs?"
Oh my God.
The WTMJ Classic is here, July 24th at Lac La Belle, benefiting Best Buddies Wisconsin. You can help by bidding on the awesome items up for grabs. Check them out at WTMJ.com or text BID to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Thank you to all of our great partners. The Club at Lac La Belle, 3 Tree Marketing, Sit Means Sit Dog Training, Johnson & Sons Paving, and Fifth Third Bank.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. They're popping up all over now, Eric. I'm getting multiple reports about the Johnson & Sons Paving signs.
Yeah, you're seeing them, huh?
Out front.
Awesome.
So I told you about this. I drove by a place in Greendale where I live. Beautiful new driveway. It was a long one, too. It's kind of the rural part of Greendale all the way up the stretch. Little orange and black Johnson & Sons Paving sign.
I think it's time to introduce yourself.
Another one of my buddies who lives in Greendale, he's like, yeah, there's one in the R section, too. Seen it. I've seen the sign.
There you go.
This morning, a text on the Old National Bank talk and text line. Saw one out in Fond du Lac County. Johnson & Sons Paving. They're paving all of southeast Wisconsin.
Yes, sir.
It's happening. If you have a project, maybe it's a commercial project, you got a small business, and your parking lot's all beat up, you want to either fix it or completely rebuild it, or you got a driveway project, something of that nature, Johnson & Sons Paving, they're the local company you can trust. They do everything in-house. They mix their own asphalt. They'll help you design your project. They'll see it through gate to gate with a whole bunch of Johnsons and no subcontractors. You get them every step of the way. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier and High Country seat 7.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Adam Roberts watching the roads for us. Debbie off today. What do you see, Adam?
Well, it took until 7:53, Vince, but we finally have our first incident to report this morning, and it is a crash on 41 northbound right near the Burleigh ramp. It is currently blocking the right shoulder. I do not have any delays stemming from that particular crash. However, the delays on 41 northbound are now stretching north of Watertown Plank Road as you head out of the zoo. The trouble spot, at least as far as times go, still remains 43 southbound, where traffic is now backing up north of Bender Road, and that is making your drive into downtown Milwaukee a 25-minute one, an extra 14 minutes. It's currently 20 minutes north towards Brown Deer Road on 43. An extra 9 on that ride. Also a bit slow as you head on 94 eastbound from the zoo into downtown, 14 minutes there, an extra 6. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance of showers and storms moving in after noon today with a high of 86 degrees. A little bit cooler near the lake. The chance of showers and storms through tonight under mostly cloudy skies and a low down to 67. 69 right now in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
Fans want access.
Innovator.
Did you know who was mic'd up, Tausch?
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Aaron Campman, who was a quieter guy. All of a sudden, he's being a lot chirpier and talking more, and we would just know. All right, Campy's he's mic'd up tonight, so be careful with what's going on.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. That was brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. And Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by your Southeastern Wisconsin Chevy dealers. Tausch, I fancy you a handy person around the house for an assortment of reasons. You're a farm kid, so you had to be self-reliant, right? You're a man's man. Figure you know your way around a toolbox.
Agree.
Okay, so you are a handy person.
No, I'm not at all. But I appreciate you. Right. I appreciate you fancying me that way.
The look fits, man. All right, so all right, here's the problem. This morning, I'm just about to leave the house, and you know, time is of the essence in the morning, and I'm hearing something that sounds like water running, like when you got the sprinkler running and you can hear it running through the thing.
Yep.
I did think for a moment, just leave. No one will know you knew.
Just go to work.
Right. Bury your head in the sand. I didn't. Investigated. After an assortment of checks and whatnot, the hot water heater is leaking. I keep calling it the hot water heater, and people keep texting me saying it's a water heater. So now I've corrected myself.
Well, it is a hot water heater because it's warming up water to get hot.
Yeah, see,
I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to change it. I understand people texting you saying, "Hey, if it's a water heater, it's probably heating it up," but you want that visual of a hot water heater. So what ends up happening? What goes on?
Well, so Tausch, what Vince wants to do is just get some flex tape and tape it on the
tape. From those sweet infomercials. Yeah.
That cat
you
made a
slap
boat
it on there.
Tape.
Yep. Like the guy literally made a boat out of like 2 windows.
Yeah. Not
and
a problem.
they're out there fishing, and of course you don't know the edit of it, but yeah. Okay, so I'm on board with the flex tape. All right, so
the immediate solution was I turned it off. I'm this big old lever that says turn off.
Yeah.
And so I turned it off so it's no longer leaking water into my basement.
That's good.
Which, okay, at least there's that. But right, next step is, do I go in there with the flex tape and try to, because look, I've resigned myself to the fact that I need a new water heater. But do I need one today, right now, when my calendar is full of like 38 other things?
Well, the question is, do you want hot water?
I think it's worth a flex tape run, Tausch.
Yes, and if nothing else, just I don't know if you find yourself doing this now that you're a big star radio host, but a lot of times I'll start thinking, is this going to be good for the show? Will what we're doing here be good? Now, unfortunately, your wife and kids sometimes will bear the brunt of it when they have no hot water and the basement's flooded, but is it worth it to go down and slap a piece of tape to see if it works? I would answer from the content standpoint, yes, I think it would be. My other question for this, and it's funny you bring this up this morning, because I don't, there's some days I sleep great, and then there's some days that I'm up. Why is it that it's 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock? And you guys, I know, are now at 6, but why is it that all these TV stations have the infomercials on at 4 to 5? It's not 2 to 3. It is that 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. window that you see the flex tapes, you see the Tommy Copper fit, you see all those infomercials. There must be some market research that psychopaths that are always looking to buy stuff on TV find it at 4 a.m., and that's why everybody's got an infomercial on.
Because that's when you're at your most vulnerable, when you feel like, I've stumbled on this, and this is the answer.
I will buy this.
Yes, absolutely.
And with that, Vinny has just got 50 rolls of flex tape delivered to his house to try to piece his water heater together until Christmas.
I'll report back to you. Thanks, Tausch.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen.
The number of Harley-Davidson enthusiasts at the Harley Museum last weekend hits 130,000, according to the company. Harley says 80,000 cyclists and music fans pay admission for shows at Veterans Park. Milwaukee County officials continue reviewing options for the Mitchell Park domes, but don't decide on a future that ranges from demolition to repairs. A committee gets a report from county parks outlining their choices. Grafton is the latest southeast Wisconsin community getting a new branch office for Chase Bank. They already plan locations in West Dallas, Shorewood, and Delafield. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report sponsored by Evans Transportation Services, one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking.
Evans Transportation is stoked for the Milwaukee baseball playoff push. After all, they're the complete player when it comes to logistics. But instead of being a 5-tool player, Evans is the ultimate 3-tool logistics partner. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. And for the record, Evans is happy to leave the stuff to the real players. They'll stick to logistics. Good luck to Milwaukee from Evans and Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Do you know that we have over 8 different ways to install a replacement window? Most companies only have one. Not all homes are built the same, look the same, or even have the same old windows to remove. So how can you only have one way to install them? The answer is simple. It's quick and easy. Well, that's not us, and it will never be us. You can have peace of mind that the install we recommend is the one that will last a lifetime. If you want your windows installed only once and done right the first time, then call Abby today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
R&R Insurance does an exceptional job providing employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. And about this time of year, companies start planning for fall open enrollment. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Hi, Vince. The demand for talent continues to be challenging. Is your business using benchmarking and analytics to attract and retain the best employees? Managing costs to make it affordable for your employees and wellness programs in support of a healthy lifestyle are just two of the ways R&R Insurance clients utilize benchmarking to design competitive and affordable benefits packages for their employees. If you're not using your company's data and trends to be more competitive in today's market, you could be missing out on acquiring the talent your organization needs.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
At R&R, our in-house analytic experts serve as an extension of your team. We can quickly assess if your plan is functioning in the way it was designed, and if it is not, we can suggest modifications. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
In West Philadelphia.
Actually, the ball game is in South Philly. The Brewers are up against the Phillies with coverage starting today at 5:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
8:02, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, July 19th. Our top story, former President Trump in increased legal trouble.
I'm Eric Bilstead. More apartment residents forced to evacuate.
I'm Adam Roberts. Right now, still monitoring that crash on 41 northbound. It's just south of the on-ramp from Burleigh. They've got a squad car taking care of the situation right now. Still not impacting your travel times. Again, that slow spot on 41 north is from the zoo to Watertown Plank Road. Also slow going still on 43 southbound from Brown Deer into downtown. That is running you 20 minutes right now, an extra 9. It's an extra 6 minutes at 17 to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. Also 894 west from the Mitchell to the Hale running at 11 minutes right now, an extra 5. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. Chance of storms moving in afternoon today. High of 86 degrees, a little bit cooler near the lake. Chance of showers and storms into tonight under mostly cloudy skies and a low down to 67. Milwaukee temp at 72 right now. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, another indictment for the former president appears imminent. Former President Donald Trump said he received a target letter from the Justice Department regarding the investigation into the 2020 election. The letter sent by Special Counsel Jack Smith mentions 3 federal statutes, including obstruction of justice. Former President Trump has not been indicted to this point, but a target letter is an indication that an indictment could be on the way. Some folks saying it could come as early as Friday. ABC's Rachel Scott.
I asked Florida Governor Ron DeSantis if he believes Trump bears any responsibility for what happened on January 6th. He said he believes that Trump could have acted more forcefully that day, but also says he believes the justice system is being weaponized. Trump's own former Vice President Mike Pence, we all remember the mob chanting to hang Mike Pence on January 6th. He has said that Trump was reckless that day. He even endangered his life, he says, but still he doesn't believe that this indictment should be happening if it comes.
Trump team saying that news of the target letter has come as a shock, with the former president telling a crowd in Iowa Tuesday it's an attempt to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election.
Another Milwaukee apartment building testing positive for dangerous levels of THC, this time in Glendale, where residents in 6 units of luxury Bayshore apartment complex, the Lydell, were evacuated earlier this week. TMJ4's Andrea Elber is live outside the building.
Testing found traces of TCE 10 times the legal limit here at the Lydell. We know that residents from 6 apartment units have been evacuated. That happened Sunday, and more evacuations could follow.
This comes just months after nearly 150 people were forced to evacuate the community within the corridor apartments in Milwaukee, also due to high TCE levels.
A no-contact order now in place for Katie Koch and Joel Mankey. That is the couple. They are the couple charged with felony child neglect and false imprisonment. That order barring them from seeing Koch's 2 sons, aged 7 and 9. They, according to authorities, were found wandering the streets naked and filthy after escaping their locked room. The house described as a hoarder situation, with neither child ever having been to school.
Not all child neglect cases reach this level.
Wisconsin Department of Children and Families Communications Director Gina Page tells WTMJ most cases start with an assessment to confirm either child abuse or neglect.
Is there the possibility that the child could stay in the home safely? Is there a relative who can maybe come and live with a family or another type of support system or service?
Even if children do have to leave the home and be placed in foster care, Page says the goal in the majority of cases is to reunify them with their family.
We know that a lot of families just need to be connected to resources.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Coming up, what's that country song really about? Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:06.
Come celebrate Milwaukee's original house party along our beautiful lakefront. Germanfest, July 28th, 29th, and 30th, featuring authentic German food, beer, and back this year, Steel Timber Sports in an international extreme sports competition with axes, saws, and more, all 3 days. Don't miss the Glockenspiel, Dachshund Derby, Culture Village, Mardi Gras Show, Drachenschau, and the Schürzenjäger Friday and Saturday night, and so much more. For more on Germanfest tickets and admission discounts, visit Germanfest.com.
Give future generations a connection to their past by securing cemetery property today. Now is always the best time to buy cemetery property, because purchasing today is your best protection against rising prices and limited inventory. Whether you choose burial or cremation, we have options for every belief at any budget. Speak with us today about available financing and pricing options. We're Forest Hill Memorial Park. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
3301 East Forest Hill Avenue, Oak Creek, Wisconsin, 53154.
I'm certified financial planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Now's a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows. Why put it off? The lines are shorter, and we'll be ready to take on your next project.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:08.
The latest strategy for battling the opioid epidemic, particularly overdoses, is a medicine that can reduce withdrawal effects. Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston said in a news conference Tuesday that this new drug is a dissolvable tablet. It's very easy to administer outside the hospital.
You don't have to swallow anything. If people don't want to have, IVs inserted, they don't have to do that. And then they can follow up. If they go to the emergency department, they can get a blister pack, like a 7-day blister pack. If they don't want to go to the emergency department, they can be connected with outpatient resources. It's an easy long-term medication that people can take, either short-term to help them get through treatment. A lot of folks take it long-term to maintain recovery as well.
The West Allis Fire Department will now be able to administer buprenorphine in addition to Narcan, which reverses the effects of an overdose but can put the patient into withdrawal.
Country music star Jason Aldean is getting some backlash for his latest song and video.
The song is called Try That in a Small Town.
Try that in a small town.
Jason Aldean's video and lyrics mentioning crime often seen in bigger cities, along with protests, and the feeling is that stuff like that doesn't fly in small-town America. Some have pointed out that the video is set outside the Maury County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, the site of an infamous 1927 lynching. An op-ed in Variety calls that fact distasteful, and the video stoking divisiveness along racial grounds, whether intentional or not. The video has been pulled from rotation on CMT. Aldean says in a statement the song has nothing to do with race, and it's about the desire to get back to normalcy. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
As the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When it comes to retirement planning, this couldn't be more true. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. We understand life is busy and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour retirement planning consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. Our advisors at Kowal Investment Group are here to help you create a clear path to retirement, execute your plan, and navigate changes throughout retirement to ensure you stay on track. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in investable assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Debbie off this week. We're checking in with Adam Roberts, who's been watching the roads for us.
That's right, Vince. We've got one crash cleared up and one that's just underway, or just happened, I guess I should say. That crash on 41 northbound near the Burleigh on-ramp has been cleared up and taken care of. But we've got another one right now on 94 northbound. It's right over National Avenue. It's in the on-ramp as you come onto the freeway from Mineral and 6th Street as you head north. It's not blocking any lanes, but we've got a squad and a couple of vehicles in that on-ramp area. And I'm noticing as I watch the cameras, it's a little bit of a slow go trying to get onto the freeway from Mineral. So if you're headed on 94 towards the Marquette from the south, be aware if you get on at Mineral Street, you may want to approach the freeway from a different on-ramp. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance of storms moving in after noon today with a high of 86 degrees. Will be cooler near the lake. Chance of showers and storms through tonight under mostly cloudy skies and a low down to 67. And then for Thursday, chance of some early showers, then otherwise partly cloudy with a high of 83. Right now, Milwaukee temperature up to 69 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
8:13 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Great to be with you on this Wednesday morning. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. Eric Bilstead and Vince Vitrano here with you. Adam Roberts is on news for us today and traffic as well. Wanted to start not so much with the most recent developments with former President Donald Trump. As you heard in the news, he is said that he is indeed the target of a special counsel investigation into the 2020 election. Expects he will be indicted, charged as early as the end of this week, possibly into next. So we'll continue to follow those developments from ABC News. The thing about it is, I don't want to expand on that too much more because we just don't know. So when that indictment does or does not ultimately come down, does sound like it's going to, then we'll know a lot more information about what specifically would the special counsel be charging the former president with, how that will play out. But right now what we have today is a bunch of, well, it could be this, it could be that. So,
correct. Right.
Not much more value in sharing anything else other than what we know. But what was interesting involving the former president really is the Ron DeSantis campaign, and DeSantis running well behind former President Trump in the polls nationally for the 2024 election. DeSantis is trying to find a way to deal with the Trump effect, with people who will always support the former president. And how do you distinguish yourself from him and separate yourself from him, but also not anger that crowd who will fiercely continue to support him?
So the super PAC for DeSantis has this new campaign ad out. And in it, you hear Donald Trump, kind of. Here's the 10-second Donald Trump part of the ad. And they're ripping Trump for the way he's treating the Iowa governor.
I opened up the governor position for Kim Reynolds, in which she fell behind. I endorsed her, did big rallies, and she won. Now she wants to remain neutral. I don't invite her to events.
Did you hear anything in there? When you heard that, did that occur to you, anything strange or out of the ordinary?
He's not inviting her at any parties.
I don't invite her to events.
Okay.
I love the music at the end there.
Sounds like something the former president would say.
So he did say it. Kind of. That is something that the former president had posted on social media. However, he never actually said the words. The ad uses AI to create the voice.
I opened up the governor position for Kim Reynolds, in which she fell behind. I endorsed her, did big rallies, and she won. Now she wants to remain neutral. I don't invite her to events.
So is that right? Is that ethical to create a voice using AI of something someone actually did publicize, but not in voice form, but in social media post?
So are you following along? The president actually wrote those words, but never said them out loud, and that wasn't his voice, which, just quick aside, extraordinary.
That's creepy.
Because you never would have thought otherwise. It never would have occurred to you like, that doesn't sound like him. I wonder if that's artificially generated.
Right.
So there's a number of issues at play here. One, the primary one being the question that Eric asked. If someone wrote something but didn't actually say it, is it ethical to use it in that transformed way?
Now she wants to remain neutral.
That's the one that sticks out to me. The neutral. That one sounded a little computery.
You know what?
It is me. I am the former president.
The fact that it's being taken out of context, but a lot of what we see in these ads oftentimes are taken out of context, right? And
sure.
This isn't unprecedented. We've heard candidates' voices being used against them in ads before.
And their images and likenesses and all of those things, but they're actual things.
It's an actual voice.
Yes.
This is not.
So I would suggest that that's a pretty clear line. You can use the tweet. You can say he said this, but you can't say him or anybody else. I mean, take Trump
take the candidates out of it. Right.
To pick any candidate. You can't use something that Governor Tony Evers wrote in a news release, put a fake Governor Evers voice to it and say he said it, not because the comments might not be relevant, not because they might not be attributable, but just because that didn't actually happen. And we had Dr. Ken Harris, our teammate from 101.7 The Truth, in earlier today, and Ken said exactly that. His problem is there's so much to know about a voice, so much to know about inflection, about cadence, about the way a certain message is delivered.
We fixed the damn roads.
Right? You heard that. What did you hear in there? I heard frustration there.
We fixed the damn roads.
Fixed the damn roads.
How about that?
I heard joy there. How about that? How about that? How about that?
Jazz as hell.
Only one way to interpret that. But right, so no matter who you're talking about, adding a voice to something that was not verbalized opens up the possibility of adding meaning that was not intended. It's fake. It's wrong.
Well, right, and it's interesting because when you read something, you're reading it entirely, though, in your brain with your knowledge of whatever your knowledge happens to be. So is that is changed when you actually hear it, because then the AI, I guess, is incorporating a tone, an inference that may or may not be real, I suppose.
So I guess the message is, first of all, I think there's a very clear line there. We're all looking for how do we define what's right and what's wrong in this new world in which we're navigating.
Yeah, these ads are going to be
that's
the hook.
That's a pretty clear line to me that you can't do it in that way. That said, something for you to be aware of as we approach campaign season heating up.
I don't invite her to events.
When severe weather strikes, you can count on WTMJ's Fleet Farm severe weather coverage to keep you safe and informed.
Tornado warnings in effect for Jefferson and Walworth counties.
I'm on Highway 11 now. For the last 5 minutes or so, it's been just an immense lightning storm.
If you're in Delavan, go to a place of shelter now.
Severe weather coverage on WTMJ. Sponsored by Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. If you've been listening this morning, you know I've been complaining about the home improvement issue in my house. My water heater is probably on its last leg.
It is.
It is.
It's not a probably. It is.
So what kills me about that, right, and no matter what it is in your house, like it's the dealing with it. You know there are certain expenses that are, not sexy ways to spend a whole bunch of money, but you know you have to do it. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you've done it right. It's why we chose Pella Windows and Doors for our latest improvement. We're getting a new patio door in my house, the windows that go around with it. It's a big job. It's custom, and I want it done right so I never have to worry about it again. And that's what you get with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They offer the limited lifetime warranty on wood windows and doors, and they can do something like that. I mean, they'd stand to lose a lot of money if they didn't have quality work. But they know most people will never need to use that warranty. They're confident in their craftsmanship. They offer the best wood warranty in the industry to prove it. And right now, you can get in on Pella Windows and Doors by making payments as low as $35 per window, $78 per patio door per month. That's an incredible deal. Experience Pella's nearly endless possibilities, maximum design flexibility featuring dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, and more. With Pella's limited lifetime wood warranty and payments as low as $35 a month per window, $78 per patio door. No reason to wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. And then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Rose Gray here from Fox World Travel. I'm often asked when the best time is to book all-inclusive winter getaways. Well, my friends, it is now through July 28th. Fox World Travel has partnered with Apple Vacations for the nation's largest exclusive early booking sale. Top resort deals you won't find anywhere else are paired with nonstop flights to Mexico and the Caribbean. If you like saving, you don't want to miss out on this sale. Our expert advisors save you time, the sale saves you money, and all you need is a deposit to secure your winter vacation or spring break. Visit foxworldtravel.com where you can get all the details. Travel advisors make it easy. Plus, with best price guarantee and cancel for any reason insurance, why not check the box and get your vacation on the calendar now before your preferred dates, locations, and nonstop flights are sold out? Visit foxworldtravel.com where you can get all the details or even book online yourself and take advantage of our exclusive Fox Resort savings. Visit foxworldtravel.com and call a travel advisor to learn more.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Help your fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery.
Checking in with Adam Roberts. He's been watching the roads for us this week as Debbie's off.
That's right, Vince. And right now we're monitoring a crash 94 northbound. It is just north of Mineral. It's actually on the on-ramp from Mineral and is impacting drivers trying to get onto the freeway. And we are now also seeing backups forming. They are stretching all the way down to Howard, nearly to the Mitchell. So if you're heading into downtown Milwaukee from the south, be mindful of that. I would maybe try to find an alternate route as those delays start to compile. 94 eastbound from the zoo into downtown Milwaukee is at 12 minutes right now. That's running you an extra 6. And our slow spot of the day is still 43 southbound from Brown Deer into downtown Milwaukee. That's running you 21 minutes right now, an extra 10. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Increasing clouds in your storm team forecast for today. High of 86 degrees, cooler near the lake with a chance of storms moving in after noon today. I don't have better timing on that exactly for you this morning, but we do have that chance of showers and storms going through tonight and a low down to 67. Our temp now 72 degrees. Hope the weather is good. Actually, through the weekend looks pretty good. Friday mostly sunny, Saturday mostly sunny, and just a chance of showers on Sunday as we had the Milwaukee Air and Water Show coming to town. Expect to start hearing that sound perhaps as early as today. I think the Blue Angels, and they're the headliners this year, typically arrive on Wednesday, here and there. And then certainly tomorrow, I would expect you to hear them up buzzing around, getting their points, getting dialed in.
Flying in between the buildings.
Yeah, super awesome.
Shaking the windows.
A lot of ways you can take in the air show. Obviously, everybody who's around will see that. You can also go down. There's plenty of free seating around the lakefront, so plenty of spots where you can just bring out your couple of chairs and your cooler, and you're good to go. If you want to get the full air show experience, that's the ticketed areas. And one of the things that comes with that, and we bought tickets, we're going to go on Sunday, and you get the narration. The air show is narrated. It's like a play-by-play from an Air Force veteran. He calls air shows all over the country. I spoke with him, Herb Hunter. He's back in town this weekend.
Started doing air shows for the full shows in 1988, so I've been doing it for a long time.
So when you're calling a show, Herb, are you following a script or are you doing play-by-play, sort of calling it as you see it?
It's sort of a mix. Air show announcers do it different ways. There are certain acts that want you to go specifically by their script. I like to feel that I'm background noise. The stars of the show are the planes and the performers. And so what I try to do to the crowd is bring in some information. Who is that guy or gal that's up there in the cockpit? What are they doing? What's the significance of their aircraft? Does their aircraft have history militarily or air show-wise? Try to teach the crowd something with every performer.
Can you almost hear Herb calling the show?
Oh, absolutely. He's got the voice.
Hey, there's Eric Bilstead of the biplane doing a 360-degree
It's got to be a
turn.
great pilot name.
Yep.
What would be the perfect, like Flash something?
Yeah. Flash Bilstead up there now.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
He's up in the cockpit of the 1978, whatever, doing a turn, doing this, doing that. Oh, look at him hold that line. Yeah, Herb, he's best in the business, man. You know what I mentioned before that pilots, everybody associated with this show raves about Milwaukee. Herb does these things all over the country. He says we have like the perfect setting.
I love being in Milwaukee. I so love the skyline in Milwaukee, and it's a great big city with a small town feel, and I think that's the best of both worlds. And the rock background, the cliffs back there, the skyline of the city, and so very, very close to Milwaukee Airport. It's just perfect setting for families to come down, spend a day at the beach, watch some entertainment, and really, it's a spectacular sight. I love every opportunity I get to come up to Milwaukee.
So keep an eye to the sky the next couple of days. Milwaukee Air and Water Show. They have a practice, so about 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Friday is when you'll see sort of a run-through of the show. And then the actual show, air show starts at noon. I think water show starts at 10 or 10:30, both days, Saturday and Sunday. And if you want to go the ticket route, or to see Eric and me riding in our fighter jet experiences. Eric had a great time with the Air Force Thunderbirds, me passing out with the Blue Angels.
I did the other thing. I didn't pass out. I just lost some weight, if you will. I threw up a bunch of times.
You did not? In the cockpit?
Like over and over again.
No, you did not.
Because they tell you to hydrate. The two things they tell you to do is sleep and hydrate. And I drank a ton of water. And
I didn't know you puked.
Oh, yeah, I had a little bag.
Oh, well, I would have made fun of you a lot for that. The Old National Bank talk and text line. Text the word flight to 855-616-1620. Flight, 855-616-1620. For ticket information.
Didn't pass out.
Ticket information and those videos are up online now.
Eric Smith here from Austin Plumbing. When you own a well pump, air spitting from the faucets, a decrease in fluctuating water pressure, along with silty, gritty, slimy changes in water quality, are all symptoms that your well pump isn't well. At Austin Plumbing, we're well-rounded plumbers. I say that because we're one of the few companies around who can capably diagnose and repair all the symptoms related to well pump and water system problems. You know when your car needs service, right? Maybe it makes unusual noises. It sputters, jerks, seems weak, or stops altogether. That goes for your well pump too. We have all the special equipment needed and the master know-how required to electronically pinpoint the exact cause of your well and water issues. And we'll give you a price up front before any work begins. If your well pump is telling you it's not well, let's nip small problems in the bud before you're out of water and in deep, expensive trouble. Told you we were well-rounded. Austin Plumbing. Online at teamaustin.com.
MGIC has been committed to downtown Milwaukee since our founding in 1957. Hi, I'm Tim Matke, CEO of MGIC, where we value our coworker experience. The amenities that surround our home office are unmatched. Our downtown is a vibrant work environment that aligns with our top workplace culture and our commitment to a thriving local community. Our coworkers and I are proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned. Doubled. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Check on the roads, your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. They're still working on that crash on 94 northbound just north of Mineral. It's impacting the on-ramp as you try to get onto the freeway and head towards the high-rise bridge. Backup's starting to stretch all the way towards the Mitchell. It's an extra right now 6 minutes from Layton into downtown Milwaukee. I'm Adam Roberts with your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. It's currently 72 degrees.
A target letter in the hands of former President Trump saying he's the focus of a federal January 6th investigation. Trump at a re-election campaign rally in Iowa last night, calling it a disgrace. And ABC's Rachel Scott says most of Trump's fellow Republican presidential hopefuls are standing by him.
The only really Republican that's willing to go there is former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. He believes that Trump's conduct proves that he doesn't care about the Constitution or our country, but everyone else walking this very fine line.
Sources say Trump could be indicted as early as Friday. The U.S. government on the case of an American soldier running into the demilitarized zone separating North and South Korea and then captured by the North. The 23-year-old Army private had just been released from South Korea and was supposed to be headed back to the U.S. to face possible military charges, but apparently decided to flee into the North instead. And no one won last night's Mega Millions jackpot. Next drawing tomorrow night, $720 million. Powerball is tonight, that jackpot topping $1 billion. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 8:31. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the North Shore Health Department says testing will continue this week after another Milwaukee area apartment building has tested positive for dangerous levels of trichloroethylene, or TCE, and resulting in evacuations, this time in Glendale, where residents Sunday in 6 units of luxury Bayshore apartment complex The Lydell were evacuated. TMJ4's Andrea Albers.
Testing found traces of TCE 10 times the legal limit here at The Lydell. We know that residents from 6 apartment units have been evacuated. That happened Sunday, and more evacuations could follow.
This coming just months after nearly 150 residents were forced to evacuate the community within the Corridor Apartments in Milwaukee. Those evacuations also due to high TCE levels. Decision Wisconsin, Republican Paul Miletic beating out Democrat Bob Tatterson in a special election in the state assembly Tuesday. Miletic will take over Dan Knodl's seat in the northern suburbs. Knodl now in the state Senate, winning the seat formerly occupied by Alberta Darling. Nearly 5 months since the partial collapse of a Bayshore Mall parking garage, some whose cars were trapped inside are still fighting for reimbursement. Chris Bossard is one of several whose cars were stuck inside the ramp while crews worked on repairs. He tells TMJ4 News he and several others impacted won't stop fighting for what they believe is owed to them.
Work it out instead of just finger pointing like a 6-year-old.
In April, Bayshore's insurance company sent a letter to victims denying their claims for reimbursement of transportation and rental cars the week of the collapse. And this evening, Wisconsin Avenue will be packed with pedestrians for the second night market of the summer. Over 100 local vendors, artists, and performers will be in the city's downtown area from 5 to 10 this evening. Drivers should be aware Wisconsin Avenue will close at 10 a.m. this morning, and the event will be setting up between 2nd Street and Vel R. Phillips. There will also be mid-block closures on North Martin Luther King Jr. Drive between Wells and Wisconsin and 2nd and Wisconsin. Wisconsin Avenue reopening after midnight tonight. Speaking of the markets, let's check some money markets with your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. At the opening bell, the indices are all in the green this morning. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 170 points to 35,121. The S&P 500 up 17 points to 4,572. And the NASDAQ also in the green, up 37 to 14,385. Get on track with the investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button today. I'm Adam Roberts from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 834.
Coming up, you did not win the Mega Millions jackpot, but neither did anybody else. More on the big jackpots continuing to grow. That story next.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for 911 Heating and Air. No sales team, they don't need one. Fixed pricing is listed right on the website, so there is no hidden cost to you. They're experts at affordably overhauling your home's existing AC unit, saving you money. A passion for the craft, the warranty and guarantee, all work done. 143 Google reviews, 4.9 stars. It's 911 Heating and Air, that's who I trust. 911heatusa.com or call 414-HEATING, that's 414-HEATING.
Okay, so inventory, then suppliers, then staffing plan, overhead, and bookkeeping. Or suppliers first, then bookkeeping, inventory, overhead.
Running a small business can be full of distractions. U.S. Cellular wants to give small business owners one less thing to think about. 3 months of free service with 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data.
Oh, that's nice.
Join the network that allows you and your business to focus on what really matters. Get 3 months of free service with 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data. U.S. Cellular. Built for business, built for us. Terms and conditions apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
You can give them the same old, or you can surprise them with something unique from St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Store at a bargain. Almost new, but really cool. The thing about thrift store gift shopping is that you never know what you'll find. But when you find it, you'll know it's right. That's what makes it fun. And if you just can't choose, gift cards are always available at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The Briley bedroom at Penny Mustard is my best friend.
You're best friends with a bedroom?
Don't be fooled by Briley's sweet, soft, gentle curves. She can be singing lullabies 1 minute and preparing for battle the next.
Briley is the opposite of cookie cutter. Can Briley be my BFF too? Come meet the Briley Bedroom Collection, sophisticrafted in the USA, with queen bed, 8-drawer dresser, mirror, and nightstand, starting at $91.44 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Side and Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 837.
So, Mega Millions was, last night, right? for the drawing, and then Powerball again tonight. Nobody hit the Mega Millions jackpot, so that it's running behind Powerball, right?
So
that's still in the hundreds of millions.
There's a lot.
And Powerball is up to $1 billion.
Mega Millions about $700 million. Powerball up to $1 billion. So here we go. Big chance to win again is tonight. Lots of money up for grabs. Here's my favorite part, though. Whenever you hear us get into lotto time again, right, when we're at the threshold of $1 billion or whatever it is, you'll always hear the reports from the media reporters and the news reporters and all the different ones about the odds.
Well, that comes after what would you do with the money?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. What would you do with the money? I'd give it to charity. No, you wouldn't.
Start a charity, retire, take care of my family.
But I'd still work. No, you wouldn't.
Boring. Buy a boat.
So after that story, there are always the odd stories, and it's always something ridiculous like, well, the likelihood of you winning the lottery is if you got bitten by a shark in the Gulf Coast in July with red shorts on. Like, it's always something
while swinging from a lightning bolt.
Yes, like always something very specific. So we got one of those. So I appreciate it. This is from ABC's Janice Yu. She gave us a very unique odd.
If you are playing, the odds are not in your favor when it comes to Powerball or Mega Millions. They are 1 in about 300 million. So you're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury or become the president of the United States.
What a pogo stick? What?
Who even looks that up?
What are the odds?
If you're trying to find, right, I'm a reporter and I'm like, find me an obscure statistic. Something unlikely to happen to you.
Yeah.
What would not have crossed my mind is, ER visits via pogo stick.
Oh, mercy! So I would have thought maybe to go with unicycle first. Am I going to try something unique and random? But no. So, yeah, thanks, Janice, for that. Now we know.
What kind of injuries occur on the pogo stick?
Right. That's just it. I'm not sure. I mean,
Clang.
That also could be very rare.
You're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury or become the president of the United States.
With a shark bite.
Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take control. Take back your quality of life today with help from QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics is helping people every day here in Milwaukee and across the country with their amazing non-surgical treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advances in regenerative medicine, taking your own body's healing agents and concentrating them right in the area where you have the agonizing pain. It's incredible and a non-invasive approach that will help you take back control of your body, relieving the pain in knees, hips, shoulder, or back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and no downtime. Hey, summertime should be about having fun, making memories. Take control now and start living pain-free again. Call now for a free consultation with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 7.8 to 13.5 ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal or 9 to 13.8 ounce Townhouse crackers, $3.99. 4 to 5.7 ounce package Knorr rice or pasta slides, 4 for $5. 10 to 12 ounce bag or 10 count K-Cups Dunkin' or 12 count box K-Cups Folgers Dunkin' or Folgers coffee, $7.99. 48 ounce ice cream or 4 count bars Kemp's Simply Crafted ice cream or bars, $4.49.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Gruber Law Offices and other business owners help local startups get on their feet on Project Pitch It. Watch it Saturday nights at 10:35 on WISN 12. One call, that's all.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Time saver traffic from the Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic Center. Adam.
That's what we call it, Vince. And good news, the accident on 94 northbound near Mineral has been cleared up. They are working on getting things moving along again. And those delays still a little bit long from Layton into downtown Milwaukee, running about 5 extra minutes. But that should start to clear up here pretty quickly as things start to get flowing again. Elsewhere, 94 eastbound from the zoo into downtown Milwaukee. Still a bit of a slow stretch there. Looks like at your slowest spots will be, looks like from about 70th to the zoo, and then things will lighten up as you get past the stadium. An extra 5 minutes on your drive there. 43 southbound, also still a bit slow from Belvedere to downtown. It's 21 minutes, an extra 10. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 86 degrees in your Storm Team forecast for today. A little cooler near the lake. And this afternoon, we do have a chance of storms moving in. I don't have any better timing on that for you, just something to watch for after the noon hour and into tonight with a chance of showers and storms under mostly cloudy skies. Low down to 67, temperature 72 in Milwaukee.
So we have a Wisconsin connection to that North Korea story we've been following.
Of course we
Should have known.
We have a story of international significance.
Yes, and actually larger than you may realize, too.
Yes, because there's a lot going on the Korean Peninsula right now. And of course it has ties to Wisconsin.
A U.S. soldier crossing illegally into North Korea, now under detention by the communist regime, and that U.S. soldier has a connection to southeast Wisconsin. His name is Travis King. ABC News reporting that his mother lives in Racine. And of
course she does.
She's shocked by all of this, she says. She just wants him home, doesn't know what this is all about.
So we don't know if he's from here originally. We just know that mom lives here now.
Correct. King has just spent 47 days in a South Korean jail following an altercation with locals there. So he'd been arrested. Something about punching and kicking a car and getting into it with some people, getting into a scrap with some locals, and had just done nearly 50 days behind bars there. Officials say King's military escort took him to the airport and then left him at the terminal. But instead of boarding his flight to Fort Bliss, Texas, where he could have been dishonorably discharged or even faced more punishment.
Yeah, he was being sent home.
He instead left the terminal, joining a civilian tour of the DMZ, that is the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. And he took off running toward the north. This woman, a tourist named Sarah Leslie, saw it happen.
Suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black, running what looked like full gas towards the North Korean side.
Full gas.
Wait, I don't care what the story is. I want to hear more from this lady. Yeah. He took off running full gas.
Yeah, he ran full gas towards the North Korean side.
And my first thought was, what an absolute idiot.
No, that's also funny. He keeps going here.
I assumed he was sort of getting a mate to film it for some kind of TikTok stunt or something like that. But he just didn't stop, and he kept going.
Kept going, and quickly they threw him into a truck and took off. And that's it. And now no one knows what his deal is going to be, where he's going to go from here. The White House now having to put up with this. And there's some more international intrigue to that. But here's something that this Leslie said that I just wasn't expecting. Sarah Leslie, she said what he did before he took off running.
I'd noticed he bought a DMZ hat at a souvenir shop, and I just remember seeing him sitting outside the souvenir shop.
Yeah, there's a souvenir shop at the DMZ. They have it at the end of the tour. You have to walk through it. Everything's overpriced.
And the shuttle doesn't come for another 40 minutes to pick you up, right?
So some magnets.
Nothing to do but spend a lot of time in the gift shop.
Although we've been told, a lot of texters texted in that they've actually been to the DMZ there. Like, it's actually a pretty unique place to go, especially if you're going over there to honor or to remember, some vets who had spent some time, of course, in the Korean War.
Sure, with respect to that and their service and how that ended, absolutely. Right. Others are just there to see it.
Right, but that's what got me so... I mean, this is not like... It's called the DMZ, but as Daryl Blocker from ABC explains...
The DMZ is a misnomer. It's not demilitarized. It might be, pound for pound, the most militarized and heavily guarded and manned strip of land on the planet.
So here we are. So now we have this guy who has connections to Racine, who's in custody over there. And, oh, by the way... We also have sub-talk and nuclear talk going on in this same stretch. This is from ABC's Luis Martinez.
There are several words that I hear from officials when I talk to them about this incident. Some of them are incredulous. Others are just shaking their heads. Others say they're surprised. Others say it's an embarrassment. But the common theme that we're hearing is that this event is overshadowing a really big event, which was the arrival of a U.S. nuclear submarine in Busan, the major port in the south.
Yes, there's a U.S. sub-nuke there, never usually there.
Which North Korea is very excited about.
Right, they are PO'd.
North Korea launching more missiles just hours after a U.S. Navy ballistic missile submarine arrived in South Korea for the first time in more than 40 years. It's unclear if Travis King will become part of the wider diplomatic tensions over North Korea.
It's unclear if this guy who may be from Racine is going to play a larger role in a huge problem right now overseas.
What's his play here? Did he think he receives a better audience with Kim Jong-un than he does going back to the States and facing the music for whatever he may have done in South Korea?
That's a good question.
Can't be, right?
Or thinking that perhaps this would make him sympathetic to the U.S. Whatever it is, it's a headache for the administration and for the Pentagon to deal with now.
And increases, it's another layer to the conversation they did not want to have about, the nuclear sub being based there. Now, Rocket Man, as the former president called him, is firing off his rockets into the sea.
And we've had mixed success.
Saber-rattling.
We've had mixed success with people being held there. We had 3 people released, in 2018. That was during Trump administration. We had Warmbier. That was 2017. That's Otto Warmbier. He ended up dying once he was brought back to the States. Wasn't Lisa Ling. I think it was her sister, another correspondent. Remember that when Clinton went over there?
Yeah, but
took a picture?
And the common thread through all of those were they were sympathetic figures. They were people that we in the States looked at. These are our countrymen and women, and they're being held illegally or they're being detained for no reason. And this guy apparently just walked on over. 8:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Start planning for your retirement today so you enjoy retirement tomorrow. Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 7, where Tony Drake and his Education First team discuss retirement trends, taxes, inflation, and Social Security benefits to help you achieve a more secure financial future.
Join us this week as we talk about the impact of the Federal Reserve and rising interest rates and how to protect your retirement nest egg.
Retirement Ready with Tony Drake on WTMJ.
Eric Bilstead with WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News for J.D. Griffith. So my daughter is starting to plan for trying out for softball. She's 11. She's never played softball before. Just wants to try it. Very nervous.
I know where this story's going.
We do all this practice time and all this stuff. And her holding a bat is like before you turn the sprinkler on. You're not quite sure where it's going to go when it first turns on. Right. So so she I'm swinging my new bat. Hey, hold on, because she constantly is taking it out of the garage by the garage door. So no, stop. Go to the yard, please. Do not hit those brand new garage doors from J.D. Griffiths. The website is jdgriffiths.com. We had ours installed earlier this year and absolutely love them. It's just a nice upgrade to our home, which is about 25 years old. Just the old ones are just kind of dirty, ratty, dinged up. Now it just upgrade makes it pop. There in front of the house. Just absolutely love them. And by the way, J.D. Griffiths and jdgriffiths.com, that's not all they do. They also will give you service for your doors you already have. If you need something fixed, if there's a problem, jdgriffiths.com is the website to go to. And if you're interested in a new garage, a detached garage for your property, J.D. Griffiths. They've been doing it for more than 70 years. jdgriffiths.com. Visit their website today, jdgriffiths.com, to schedule your free at-home estimate.
People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? Wish Caregiver Careers can get you started as a certified direct care professional. You'll learn the skills you need to make life better for older adults or people with a disability. All training is free and online. Plus, earn $500 in bonuses. Start your new career. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlawn's Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Adam here in the Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic Center.
Well, Vince, our incident board is clear, but we've still got some delays and some backups forming, specifically right now on 43 southbound. Those delays stretching back up to near Silver Spring and all the way down to the Marquettes, running you an extra 10 minutes right now from Brown Deer into downtown Milwaukee, 21 minutes there. Also, we've got some backups on 94 eastbound. They're stretching from the zoo all the way to the stadium interchange and making your drive an extra 6 minutes. It's a 12-minute commute to the Marquette on 94 eastbound. I'm Adam Roberts with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.